ammunition for that fight to, once again, I do feel dust2 and Mirage slipping further and further and down in teams' acquired taste. We've got 4 leaning early towards B here to start things off. OG on that T-sider. Smoke on the Xbox, and info for Breeze. He starts and takes an aggressive stance, and 8 is timed to perfection. Stan doesn't find the bloodshed he was looking for. Cirque has. And they're continuing towards tons here. Valda late on this Mihu push. He'll clear it. Oh, and he's perfect.
Nice
the first click, and already 2 bodies drop. Looking like EG are starting as they mean to go on here. Problem a little bit. They do have util, so they will still be able to isolate a little bit. Mihu has completely evacuated through long. They can't leave. They'll try to. Hard shots in the back of the head, but Mihu's hitting them all. That's a great start. 4 kills on the USP.
All right. Steady stuff there. Great way to kick it off for EG. And one of the things that I think everybody was most impressed with this EG roster so far in their jaunt here at IEM Summer has been the versatility of their CT sides. I'm going to be checking out what little plays they're bringing into their book here today, but slapped on down. Look at that. Now, we'll get this one underway with a force by Mantu into the Scout, the Baby Orb. Some upgraded pistols for everybody else, a little bit of light utility around it. We get Stan and Obo over towards the B site. Cirque, Breeze, and Mihu locking down A. And that was one of the conversations with EG for so long on Dust too, was the fact that Breeze is the long anchor. And he's normally been the superstar of this team, just knowing that if you want to pummel out long, you have to deal with an absolute monster like him.
Well, I was already starting to get a bit more convinced by this Mihu and Obo double fragging presence. I mean, like, especially on the T sides, it felt like EG had something they didn't before in the form of Mihu and Obo, especially when they're both on form. Obo did a lot of work to get EG to this position. Now, perhaps a semi-final. OG, of course, a conversation in themselves. Mantu is in the same category for me. Absolutely love watching this guy on the AWP. He has got Baby's first AWP in his hands right now. The Scout, it can bang. Mihu, though, an armored M4, and he's coming straight into them, unloading the mag. Only the one to show for it. The Tech 9's now in play. Counter molly defense. Smoke not going to be able to be used or utilized too much, but a quick pivot to B stands there to support. They're playing completely out of the site, so they'll let them in. I say that. Obo may not want to let that happen at all. Oh, they're all falling to the FAMAS. Good find. Mantu's head visible. Flames with 1. If they could just find Stan cleanly, which they can't, he could have made them, maybe got a bomb planned. The rotate was on its way. EG, though, take their second. Scavenge what they can. It looks like they lost an M4 in that fray, unless Cirque has got Mihu's. Did they just bring 1 or 2 into the play? I was going to say we'll find out. My memory, that was about 10 seconds ago. I should be able to recall it.
No, I think Breeze is reinvested there, so it's just the upgrades required. Lots of cash being spent. You can see Stan spent 4.3 there as well, rebuying a whole bunch of goodies. Here we go, back underway, and this one will be more like a full eco. We've got 4 P250s and a push up. Mihu with the confidence here, just knowing that laser beam to the head is working so far. How many are you going to find? No head armor, no Kevlar whatsoever. That's going to be another 3 for Mihu, and Obo might even find the other 2. The MP9, perfect weapon for the job. Close range in the tunnels, peppering away. Nico chipped on down to 58. Not long for this world, and there you have it.
I'm pretty sure this is how Rain's crazy Dust2 no deaths half started. It was similar pushes. Of course, Mihu has already conceded a death, but 4 kills on the pistol. He's got 3 again, the anti-eco, running up middle with that FAMAS. And we'll be seeing, of course, the full buy come in. Doesn't look like too many sacrifices for the CTs. That MP9 for Obo, I'm sure, will find some service and some use for it. He's got the spawn for long side.
Be interesting to see just how flexible they are here, and you're right, they are sending Obo over towards long, getting prepared for a bit of a heavy long presence here from OG. That's not to be the case. More members over towards upper tunnels. Obo's made it across towards pit. Mantu's got out his AWP, and it is just stand over towards this B bomb site. So the rotation will have to come back on over quite swiftly. They've set Breeze up, smokes are dropped, locked down towards the bedroom position as OG are working on Cat Alexi's flash. Flames peaks, nobody home, and real estate taken with about 1:30 left on the clock. OG are picking this up quickly.
Mihu's mollied out. He will spread, will be forced to either move or drop his smoke. He opts for the latter.
Oh, this is very fast.
Yeah, they're going to swing through. Double smoke. There's no info they can get here, but Stan only the one to show for it. There is no one to defend B now. Valda can corral that rotate. He's left Mantu there as well with the orb. This is a bit tight. The bomb will go down. Flame's responsible for turn through spawn. I've got a sneaking suspicion EG may just want to accept this one, let it float away.
if they try and punish here as OG escape mid doors and the B tunnels and do some damage financially, it's not too bad. This is kind of a bonus round for EG. See Mihu with that famous, Obo with the aforementioned MP9, and well, they have residual cash. So playing the long game here, EG early. Good to see. Not necessarily a North American classic.
Yeah.
They love a biff and a brawl.
They'd love to catch Mantu as he tries to get away through tons. No one's going to take that fight.
Okay, that seemed very, very simple, didn't it? I'm not sure what the go was in terms of them having an understanding there was only one player on that B bomb site. We know that there was a lot of utility dumped towards long. We could hear, we could see it. The same thing would have been for OG while they were in that default-ish formation. But the guns will come back out. Obo gets to keep more cash if he doesn't want to reinvest, right? He can still use that MP9. Same with Mihu on the Famous.
Maybe it's time for Cirque to remind us what he's capable of. He has got his signature weapon out for our 5th round of play.
Yeah, when Cirque's on, he can be a fantastic AWP here. It's just about the consistency. It's not easy to do when you're a bit more of a flicky, bit more of a flary AWP player. Here comes Mantu.
Mantu, look, and it's a hard shot to hit. Just whistles past the buttocks of Breeze. Two up short and very loud, very quick. Luck smoke dropped. Miyu wants to advance on this. He's going for a deeper nade towards Alexi's position. Doesn't find too much, but a sound cue given away. Flames would love to punish this.
That's going to be even heard, so they know that they're super close right now.
Yeah, Breeze a lot to do here. That's the bomb. Nico spotted. Can't tame the spray at all. Cirque's going to have to step up. And oh no, too many targets. Only the one from Mihu provided on this defense. Everything else is going OG's way. And that MP9, the flash was there. Good find, despite the loss of vision. And now we'll just Stanislaw. 1 versus 3. They're all on the other end of this smoke. He's got a timer for this. Turns the flash. Can't really contest the plant. And forced off by the incendiary as well. So he's just going to have to rescind completely into CT. And looks like a perfect take. That's 2 back-to-back from OG, where it just felt like the site was theirs very early on into the piece.
Yeah, good pacing. I think both of these in-game leaders here today have a very good feel for that stand. We spoke about it just the other day. Alexi, on the other side of things, I think that his kind of intuition or gut calls, they're very good as well.
It can lead OG to some embarrassing round losses, but also some very convincing round wins.
Yeah, and just like this one here, just a note, maybe you're wondering, how did they know Stan was so close there? He threw a flash out to facilitate Obo's peek. You could see that one showing up there within the kill feed. So they knew that Stan had to be close enough to lob that flash out. So not getting lazy, not getting distracted. And OG pick up the second, 3 surviving. AWP denied here for Cirque. Now this is where that extra cash is really going to come through from Obo saving the MP9. Could drop an AWP for Cirque if they would like. Good stuff here from the Danes, Valda and Nico. Well, I think we discussed it yesterday. The two of the, well, unless Device makes it, 2 of the only Danes who we're going to see in the playoffs. Unless I'm
no, you're right. We lost to Rogue, we lost to Astralis. Could very well be the representatives, Valda, Nico,
see you, mate.
And maybe Device. Yeah, Obo catching one, down to 20 on the cross. First time we've seen the leg shots through doors.
Fast
Flames
again.
And Alexi love it. Cirque greets it with a bullet. And Flame straight through.
Look at this pressure. Spotted now.
Nice. Flames with another. And he's advancing straight into the line of sight.
Look
what
at this
Breeze
kid
has
go.
let him go. He's taken so much space. They can't deal with him now. Breeze is just kept busy. Flames does it alone. 2 frags, nice response from Mihu. He nearly gets them both. Valda did get dinked in the process, but Stan and Obo so disconnected, I don't even think they've got a chance. They throw the bomb across.
Ooh.
That was Stan's chance. Now the smoke bloom, and almost a certain doom for these CTs.
Has to be another save here, surely. Valdez low, and that is unconfirmed damage. But yeah, Obo's limping. Then that was from the start of the round.
Now we know why Alexi and Flames have been taking all of that short for free. Once they have it for free and they don't have to faff around taking that space, you can see the acceleration on Flames. Even losing Alexi, Cirque actually connected first on that short aggression, but he completely flipped the round.
It's crazy to see him continue forward there, right? With the in-game leader dying, he's taken all of that. As soon as he's ahead of that molly, he's completely committed. There's no backing down in that situation. But great to have a crowbar like this kid right here, right? In case of emergency, just smash the window, allow the little aim stars to pop off a couple of heads, and away you go. We're tied up 3-3. And here's the opener, and I don't want to say the closer, it is the second kill that he gets here that almost defines this round. Mihu could have saved it with the double there from the crossover position, but this is lovely. Even if Flames doesn't get this kill, the flank's coming in from long. He's done his job. He's kept Breeze busy. He's taken the site, and EG are forced into their first timeout here. Only 6 rounds into play. A lot to discuss with the finances. We've got Stan and Obo. They're both hovering around that 2.5 mark. We could see some Famouses dropped. Breeze could buy himself as well if he just wants to go for an M4 with Kev. But utility is going to be a bit of a problem. And Cirque, the man on your screen right here, will not have his lovely big green. So not going to be the easiest of rounds in round number 7 for EG. Bit of the boot camp environment here. That's another thing of a takeaway for OG. If you've been a fan for a while, you remember the MBK and the ISA days. Boot camping wasn't really something they were able to get themselves into during the whole global situation. But now with the new refreshed roster, this is the second time I do believe they're making it happen. And of course, the North American with the European twist. Back on European soil, everybody in the same room. Things looking good, things looking better than previously. And now you can see the buy. So it will be the conservative approach here for EG. Just the saved guns, and you need to get the most out of these here, Stan.
Super deep smoke. EG have a response.
One way.
Oh, it's a one-way. Flames! The star of the previous, he's not gone down. Down to 1. Breeze wants to fill the gap. This is risky. Cirque
Where was
falls
that?
as well. Mantu has found 2 right out of the gate. And that's just in support and defense of this aggressive CT smoke. He's even tried to molly into it. He will get caught here. Oh, as it fades, a nutmeg for Breeze, trying to claw things back. Flames is finished off. A chance as well for Obo. And now with the bomb loose, round could be in question. Alexi tries to change things. The spray just a little awry. Only Valde, and he's well and truly disconnected.
Oof,
the bomb's down in tons.
Bit of a fumble there, all things considered. They kind of rushed into that. They've given Obo the double kill. They've run out mid. They knew where multiple members of the team were there, and OG just hoping that the frags could come out and bring them on top. But yeah, it's just Valde. And
we should all just sit in awe and enjoy the fact that that was off the back of a timeout. That's the call. He's clearly communicated it. Right, we're going to contest early. They keep taking short aggressive for free. We're going to be throwing an aggressive smoke, that one we talked about, and we're going to peek underneath it. It works, despite Mantu starting oh so strongly. I mean, he got the first 2, right?
Yeah, and that was... Oof. Okay, now we've got a bit of a chance here. 30 seconds left. Valde will need to really get a move. Never mind, he's just signaled the fact he's not going for this one by heading back towards T-spawn. So 24 seconds, this one is done. And I suppose that... Might have a chance for another kill here, you know?
He kind of convinced Mihu with that flash short from long.
That's only 15 seconds. There's no way he can get this kill and get towards B.
Well, he's kind of miffed he had to take the fight there, but he'll get the AWP for free.
Okay, well, best of a terrible situation.
It's a really odd one. You don't get to see those every day. Valde, an impactful save, and we'll see how this went so awry. So Flames gets dinked, Stan gets caught straight through the smoke, and that's all you're going to see. There was, of course, a little bit more of a hijinks there as they saw the EG turn it back on its head.
That one way, though, you know, a lot of people look at the one ways, you know, they're a bit gimmicky, but the thing is you need to have moves, let's call it, like that to be able to facilitate moments. If Stan gets that kill, right, okay, maybe the round comes completely differently, but you can see exactly what they were working for there. So a huge one for EG to steal back. And Org's out again here. One for Stan, one for Obo, AWP for Mantu, and loving this 3-pronged dark approacher OG. Valde anchoring outside long, 3 working their way through the tunnels, not wanting to default over top mid, back where the old palm tree once stood.
Ooh, he can't go wider. Mantu was posted up to punish anyone that should be forced out by the flame. Cirque is there as well. This is quite a powerful setup. If Mantu peeks into this, he may not be ready for what awaits. Mihu bailed out by his teammate Smoke. That will hold him back. That will hold him back.
Well, as you can look at it, one of the situations like, Miho, I don't want you to die, so I am just going to smoke your contact off here.
Back to Flames on short. And he's got an intention. Flashbang drawn, but there's no one there to back him up. So he wants to make it clear that there is a threat short. Keep Cirque occupied. Valde just housing these. Mantu's gone for a bit of a fight. Mihu's done very well with that.
Big dink.
Holding the spray, keeping them at bay. Very nice damage, and even more with the nade. Alexi down to just 28, Mantu 11. That's all Mihu's hard work. 30 seconds. They're going to have to commit here, Chad. This is shaping up nicely for EG.
This is looking like a set piece here. They've got smokes, mollies, and flashes to do so, but softened up on HP. Obo can mow them down here.
He's been so good, especially on the CT sides where Obo does his best work. Flash from Cirque, peek from Obo, and loads into the smoke. More damage. Still no bodies dropped. 13. OG would do something miraculous if they could turn this around. Barely getting the bomb down. They can't even get into the site, held at bay. Mihu's suppressing them, jumping for more damage. They're trying to save in the middle of nowhere, in Gandalf no less. Hold your horses. Nico's, don't die! Don't! high. That could have sucked. It still does. It really does. And that's a timeout straight out of OG. They have been humbled in these last two. Off the back of EG's timeout, they're looking refreshed.
Yeah, it's been some good stuff here. And again, just the versatility in the EG setup, leaving Mihu close towards doors, Stan basically on an island towards that B site and rotating Obo over to help out A. He was very flexible. Obo was helping Breeze towards long, and then late round, he's now perfectly positioned on A ramp to take this contact. You can see the flashes are good. Cirque is just getting a couple of freebies, right? Alexi has a bit of a glance, but all in all, Cirque's every day of the week. And out of this, look, OG with the save, with the residual cash, they do have enough money to go for a buy. But it was the pace that won them a few of those earlier rounds. So it's interesting to see if they opt to go back for something a little bit faster. Taking a look at their spawns, we get a little bit of a look at it right here. Mansu has a good spawn forward towards B. That's not going to help him here when he wants to be scoping down mid, and nobody had a long spawn whatsoever. So it won't just be an all-in long rush. And the change-up from EG, they're spending 3 players over towards this B side early with Cirque contesting mid.
They're using a lot of their smokes early as well. That's 3 smokes from the CTs off the break. 1 for the long post, 1 for the mid cross, and 1 for Tons. Big dump of util. Whoa, Mihu pushing into the lower Tons, and he's gone and taken 2. Bomb as well. He's not even going to get punished on the retreat. Mantu's missed it. Oh, gee, off the back of their timeout, left red-faced. Hot under the collar, 2 remain, and already it's just Nico and Mantu.
Just the versatility in these CT setups and the proactive nature about it.
It's like Mirage. We were talking about that, how every round felt like a different CT setup. It feels similar here on Dust 2.
And they're definitely dictating the pace right here. Nico left with Mantu. Sure, they've got all the HP to work with. They even have utility. But right now, the number disadvantage, a minute on the clock, unless they're gifted a couple of kills. This one should be EG's every day of the week. 6 almost looking secure. And if you are OG, the percentage play is to go for the save. But with how that one started, you want to at least contest for something. 40.
I just realized EG OG is such an iconic head-to-head, isn't it?
Yeah.
From Dota.
We don't have, well, maybe the Dota fans are tuning in. Well, hello if you are.
Absolutely. But in terms of just organizations, you know, the people that have been representing the 2 logos battling ahead, OG, little no-tail probably really wouldn't mind beating EG again.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
We can make some comparisons between some players in the team as well if we want.
Yeah, you certainly can. They got the double Dane though here in CS. Cirque completely smoked off. Nico gets across. They're not going to get the bomb down. They're not going to get the bomb down. Obo secures it. And now Mantu, yeah, but he's saving. No, just die! No, don't die now. He's hiding in the smoke. They're going to throw bullets at him, and another real awkward one for OG. Jesus, that's 2 rounds in a row they've been saving right in front of the enemy, and Mihu is the reason this happened. Look at him go. So we've seen them one way from short. We've seen them push double doors. It seems a clear game plan here for Evil Genius's defense is do not let Alexi have his mid control for his setups.
Yeah, and one of the things we might see from that is OG now starting to dictate with some faster plays of their own. But the problem is they're like a step or 2 behind the 8 ball. So Stan at this point, he kind of is feeling the game well, and look, he can call into that.
This is what they were doing right at the pistol. They're still doing it. Miu's up mid. Immediately confirms mid is not the issue.
That is a 4-man A-lean as well. So Stan could have all the pressure over towards this B site, but Mihu's got the info. Mihu's, oh, it's the triple boost. They're not even going to get a chance. Even if they try and use this was a Gratisfaction special.
Bang! Stan's dead. Triple boost pays off. If this works, it's unarmored Deagles and a hero warp from the save. Can he do it? Mantu looks away from his screen, fully blinded. Another for Mantu in the feed. He'd need to do so much more. Multiple targets and 3 frags now for an ace clutch. They're asking too much of him. Takes the opportunity as they fall out. He's being pushed, looked away. Mihu on the smoke. Fair play. Getting 3, getting the entry. It's more than OG could have expected from Mantu, and he will have enough money to at least be equipped into the next. But here's EG getting 7. We'll see that again.
Such a slow crawl on that boost just there. Walking the tightrope. And this is the thing, right? Of course you're going to run in if you're OG. There's a minute 10 on the clock. You're not expecting all 5 members of the opposing force to already be on that side. And then Mihu just runs through the smoke. Like, the fact that they're playing this balls out Counter-Strike right now, big component of why EG are looking sharp.
Balls out Counter-Strike. Alu, a big proponent of that kind of Counter-Strike. The biggest component of that type of Counter-Strike. Mihu's still on doors. They're not just going to walk through on a flash, are they?
I think they are.
Contact. Mihu. Not this time. Flames is good as well. Quick find, opened up into mid, and now Obo falls out of B completely.
Might need a CT smoke there, boys, if you want to go.
There it is.
Look at the rotate.
He just peeks.
He's going through.
Honest, Breeze brings the fight as well. EG this time not winning their duels, trying to keep this style of Counter-Strike that you just attributed to them. Yeah, this is the other side of that coin.
And this is the type of Counter-Strike it feels like we've been missing during the, let's say, CIS revolution, right? Because obviously they bring the no-risk style of Counter-Strike. As Mantu taking a couple of his own right here, might steal this one away from Cirque. Dinked on down to 5 HP, wants to hold on to the AWP. They know where he is. They might chase him out. But the thing is, with the way that the CIS squads approach the game, they are taking risk out of it, right? If we go slow, we do the default, we sit back, we take no damage, you are removing risk.
You know what I consider it, actually, now you're talking about it, in terms of eliminating risk. We talked about Astralis, you know, completely reinventing the game to a point where playing the percentages was the right way to win. And then you look at the CIS, I'm not saying it's a bastardization, but it's like Astralis playing the percentages on crack.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
You know,
I'm with you.
As in, yeah, like, okay, if you want to draw the line on the percentage, yes, you're right, sitting and watching Monster for 55 seconds and then regrouping and walking out Monster Tunnel contact with 20 seconds left is technically the right thing to do.
Yeah. By doing that, they did take away this,
yes,
right? The
we don't get any of that.
The brawly nature, right? This only starts to happen when the strat book is empty and things are getting desperate. The fact that EG are delivering this, and we've had this in a lot of our games that we've casted so far in IEM Summer, it's bringing it back a bit of that multi-kill magic, some of that flair, and now Alexi looking for pace again. Yet to kill Alexi, or yet to frag.
So this is interesting. He's immediately and clearly trying to make short a focus. Obo, here we go. He's going to get crouched on and 3 targets as the smoke fades. If he could just get 2. Just, I say. Get 2. Nothing to report from Obo. He screams, "Be lost." Mihu and Stan pull up their socks. Smoke's already up on the site. Oh, good luck, have fun, boys. This is not a fun site to break through. They got 3 set up now. Turrets established. Util for the afterplant smokes. 2. Mollies, 2. You're just not getting in. EG are going to try.
They're actually still hanging around here, which is curious. There are flashes to facilitate this, but lots of util left for OG to continue to limp on out.
And Molly's going to get things a bit hot and bothered for Mantu. He's forced out into the open, but time, fellas,
it off.
Seems to be the main issue, the main complaint.
Okay, well, they'll get away with their guns again, so this is good stuff from EG. We're seeing both sides of this, right? We're seeing the flair in terms of the fast play getting stuck in their face, dictating the play, and then when they know that they've lost the rounds, they're not just throwing them away, they're actually playing for the future of this half. So the scoreline gets a little bit closer, 7-5 now, 2 rounds the difference. And you can see Obo just ducking down as the smoke fades, steps back up, 4 players directly in front of him. Blink and you miss it type situation right there. Now for OG, they're going to find themselves in the power position if they can crack this round right now. Grab themselves the 3rd consecutive, take these guns away from EG, force them down into Squalor. Their loss bonus looking like that 2400 range will mean an eco might be on the docket. And here we go, we're mixing it up. They're going long. They haven't really hit this side of the map too furiously and fast. It's all been through short, faster through middle, and now Alexi, he's pressured them all the way back.
Look how reactionary their defense is. Immediately, completely pull the plug on A. Play from short. You lost long, take short. It's 101, does 2.
Oh, look at all the Molotovs they have left as well here. 4 mollies left over so far for EG. If they let them cross, if they let them do the classic Na'Vi, just smoke and go, they can molly the site and just deny that plant, make this janky, but Stan might get caught out.
Oh, they know where he is, and they're crossing. First frag found for Alexi, and it's a big one. Obo, the defender, gone. Stan, the only one to contest. They're mantling into the site, and Mantu will clear him if he keeps walking. Oh, easy. Just like that, OG are in hot pursuit of a 6th round here. Stopping the retreat is Valda. Easy as that. Cirque is now lost. And the round is won. OG will take it. Mixing it up, though, we've now seen a full long and successful at that.
I'm curious to think if EG were thinking the same thing I was just prefacing there, right? Because they had so much util left. Oh, Mantu might find this frag here. Could have been heard, Mihu. But that was the difference maker, was the fact that OG went explode. They didn't throw all their usual and cross. They just exploded and took the fight, and that caught them off guard. It clearly caught them off guard. Stan was out of position. They get a trade, able to get their way onto the bomb site, and OG, well, they're strangling control back here in this first half. Might even walk away with the 8. If you take a look at EG's bank balance right now, Cirque has enough to invest into a scout to try and keep things interesting. Some light upgraded pistols for the likes of Obo, Mihu, and Breeze. And Stan's going to hold on to all of his pennies here. 2,900 coming into the bank balance for the final round to play next round. And that is not the way Cirque wants to start this one off. Going to get tagged through the door down to 31. But here they go, just pushing up Cat again, continuing to push the issue, EG. This only gets out of control one way. That's if Breeze and Stan are able to get a couple kills between them here. Look how far they're just holding and postured top mid. It can get janky, but it looks like OG might completely just go around them here. Through the long doors, nobody wants a piece of this. If the flank gets exposed, there's a chance, but it's not looking likely. This should be OG's round. Yeah, they're all 5 of them are out long now as well. So, yeah, they know where they are. They have a very good idea of what's happening here, EG. It's just the weapons are lacking.
You'd love Cirque to be over on A right now. The doors...
Shadow.
Oh, it's not locked, is it? Stan, caught. Breeze now, a different responsibility given to him. He knows there's a potential exit. That is, if they don't just charge straight into his unarmored adversaries, or rather teammates, sorry, on A.
"30 seconds. They have the buffer of time. Molly's good too. Here they come.
We are off. Those P250s will have to do an awful lot. Some quick dinks required. Not like that. Mantu Flames, all good to lock this one down and keep it completely close. 7-7. Cirque's armored scout would love a connection just to stop this perfect round from being locked in. He could make it costly, and a nice find, making Mantu at least have to have his AWP recovered by his teammates.
All right. Well, it's a competitive first half. I'm interested to see really how far EG can push this, right? Because I think OG, we can definitely see the potential of this roster. These 2 clear upgrades from Issa and MBK into Nico and Flames alike. You can see what that is bringing in terms of firepower, in terms of kind of a fresh feel for the team. So they're headed in the right direction. The thing with EG, and sure, they've made it to this point. They've already secured themselves in the playoffs, so we have to give them all that credit that is due. But they have been in the absolute doldrums this year. It has not been good for EG whatsoever. The coach has just left, or they've parted ways. They've had Ethan go, they've had Tarek go. Right? It has not been necessarily by choice how EG have found themselves in this position. So the fact that they're competitive, that's already them trending now in the right direction. It's how long can they keep this up for? Because it's great to come in and have, you know, a bit of a flash in the pan type situation. If you can do it again, they're looking very, very good, and that's a lot of damage. Oh dear.
Oh, brutal. All that damage conceded, but it's Mantu that actually opens up nicely. And Valda's right there alongside for the ride. Mihu in trouble now. Flash is thrown his direction. He wants to contest. And it's Valda that greets him with lead. Too many bodies for Stanislaw. And it's fallen apart. OG will take the half. Hello. What a recovery. Did not start so swimmingly. EG off to a flying start, but what a finish. 5 consecutive rounds puts OG in the lead. We'll be taking a break. When we do come back, we'll be getting this placement match concluded.
Flashing.
One more, go.
Flashing along right side. Flashing along right side.
Flash, bro. Flash,
Boom. Flashing over.
Good.
Maybe car.
Close.
Blind.
Dead. One more.
They
maybe.
don't. I'm flashing.
One more.
I'm flashing.
Long dead.
I
Let's
flashed
go
over.
deep. Yeah, let's go deep. Yeah.
That was one of the beacons.
Nice.
Nice! Indeed. OG have recovered and taken the half. It is now their turn to defend. We're on Dust 2. It's the first map of our best of 3. This is for whom will be getting that semi-final bye. Both locked in for the playoffs. Why are you smiling, Chadney?
Is it more who gets the semi-final spot or who avoids Gambit?
Yes, a battle to avoid Gambit is more of a prize, I think, in most people's considerations, considering the form. Great find from Mantu. 2 of them challenge, and both of them fall. This was supposed to be a 2-pronged assault, right? You got 2 duos, 1 dispatch short, 1 dispatch long. Lovely finds, not to be.
Yeah, it turns out one's faulty.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this one here might taper out very quickly. Breeze and Obo, they still do have a shot here, but the USP's favoured at all of these ranges now, and Obo peppering up Nico gives away his position. Now, we can all see the bomb down on Cat, everybody, but there's a couple of problems if you play the bomb. You let the enemy know exactly where you are, and you give up a lot of real estate. So still jostling for position here are OG on this CT side. They're not having their eyes exactly on the C4, but close enough to deal with the plays through mid doors. Nico takes down Breeze, Obo not too far behind, and that is going to be 9 for OG. Interesting to see Nico being the hype man for the team there.
Well, I think we kind of got a rough idea of that being his character, right? When we saw him playing for Heroic, he's a loud boy, you know, he's going to make funny sounds to get laughs out of his teammates.
I think Cadian maybe just overshadowed him in a lot of situations there, right? So now maybe he gets to take that mantle completely.
Stan's dropped something.
Scout,
It's going to be the Scout for Cirque. So we'll get to see basically a Cirque round. We're going to be living in eyes with Cirque. Cirque POV. Don't even have to change your stream for this one.
What do you think of his specs?
I think they're good. I mean, it's like, obviously, it's exactly up the Cirque brand.
True. I've always wondered if I need glasses, which frames would be good for my face. When I get sunnies, they never seem to...
Have you ever had an expert say, this is what you need?
No.
People know that stuff.
It was the same as the thing I was telling you about the dermatologist before. I didn't ask about my bloody skin, so maybe I should get the right people to tell me the right things. What would a person who tells you what size-shaped head you have is?
I imagine it's probably, you know, I think they're called a Sunglass Hut employee.
Okay, yeah. They're all around the place, I think.
Yeah, I know. Jokes aside, I'm not sure. Cirque Scout, he's not having much fun. You can see these tiny flashes of CTs. Oh, everyone's just evaporating. He hasn't even got to pull the trigger, he's dead. MP9s are for the majority as well, so that's a lot of extra cash to splash for OG as they start their CT campaign. And it is only Stan that will have to bear the brunt of this absent AK into round 18.
Yeah, very selfless stuff from Stan, if we are going to note. The fact that the only thing that you carry into that round was a smoke that he purchased and a scout that they dropped, it's a very curious approach. You're putting a lot of eggs in that Cirque basket.
It must have just worked out nicely for them before, right? In terms of just keeping maybe taking a couple of those M4s. If anyone gets ambitious with their second round buy, you punish that on the cross. I'm sure there must be a good grounds for it. Alexi, speaking of grounds, has covered an awful lot of it. He's got Valder in tow.
Have they heard this?
I don't think, well, I mean, I don't know. Double peek. Oh, catches one. The trade is there, and now Alexi has seized an advantage. A taste of that CT aggression we saw from AG. This time, EG. Now we're seeing it from OG.
That was actually perfectly done there. You could see the scout of Mantu actually getting the tag onto Breeze, who tried to pick out to punish that retreat of Alexi. And guess what? Alexi didn't actually fall back. He was thrust further forward.
If there's one duel where I might even favor the MP9, it's this one. And Flames can't believe his luck. Stands the first, Breeze the second, round 1. OG on their bonus, no less. Look at this. They just grabbed 3 AKs in a matter of seconds. From Eco pistols and MP9s. This bonus is feeling a whole lot better now. And Alexi is in the right place for the final frag. So that's 2 for him.
Is he going to get it? He's not going to. He's not going to make it in time. Okay, they could have picked up all of those upgraded weapons right there if Mantu was just a little bit closer.
Oh, well, this is falling apart fast for EG. I could see a world where the next 5 are all blue on brown.
It's going to be brutal, isn't it? The lack of plant just there. Well, actually, the lack of many frags is a bit of a drama. Just having a little bit of a look at the scores on the doors here as we do get underway with another pistol upgrade round. Mihu leading the charge on 17, Obo on 10. So the new boys, the fraggers that we've been highlighting, doing their jobs somewhat. On the other side, it is Flames 15, Mantu 16. And I guess we'll include Valdo also on double digits currently with 10. So things going quite well for OG now as they just have to deal with this Eagle round. And it is looking more and more like a bit of a B split here. Flash is being lobbed out to dissuade any cap presence. Stan lingering around middle in a bit of a lurky boy scenario. And the other 4 ready to pop out here into the arms of Valda and Nico.
Here we go. And that spray did a lot of damage. He's had time to get a fresh mag. Pre-fired a little, but 1 for 1. Nico only the 1.
Right.
They're into the site. Mantu, not the perfect weapon for this job.
Interesting now, 2 rifles on the ground, another smoke towards doors, bomb going down as well. This could be doable.
This would change everything. If they could seriously do it on the pure eco, just getting into B, these 2 frags, Valda and Nico feeling a bit silly now if this one slips away. Alexi, a lot to do. Cirque aggressive, stand by the doors, it's Flames that takes the initiative and takes the double. Breeze has the AK though, spots 1, he's getting the gap closed, it's Mantu to push, he could transfer, saved by the Mantu. My lord, really close to EG, just flipping this game on its head there. That could have been a real nightmare for OG.
Oof, that got way too dicey. I think you're right in terms of the Valda Nico situation. They probably should feel a little bit silly anyway. The fact that they've only gone 1 for 1 in that scenario. Sure, pistol upgrade, sure, there's you 2 coming in. But when you're up against a bit of an eco bash like that, not only for the ego, and you want to be trading at least favorably in that scenario. And that was not the case. So bomb goes down, buy comes out. Things are looking good now for EG. This might be one of their fleeting gun rounds now as the AWP has been dropped across to Mihu, who will be using this long spawn. On the other side of things is Mantu, so we are going to get an AWP head-to-head here. And the one-way is in play. Big misses from both, so actually wanting a double dip. Mihu really needs to consider this. He's now in a dangerous position. He might get picked by Flames here.
They're going for it. Flames has flashed nicely, gets info, can surely take Breeze, and does. Support's on its way in the form of Alexi's tucked into car. Flames can fall passive. They cannot isolate that duel. Mantu, in the meantime, has found the short prong, finally neutralizing long. Numbers do favor the CTs still, but there is a real shot here. If Cirque's allowed to work any of his magic, they might want to park him in pit. That's where he's headed. And the rest will go and work their magic through spawn. So the question is, will they look at the floor? Will Nico even have a look? They don't. No one has the information to convey just yet. Mihu going to stick around for this mid-rotate a little. He knows info's going to be sought after by the CTs. He'd have to hit a banger though. Ooh, it wasn't far off. Just the tip of Nico's dome.
Jig's up now, though. Valdo turning his attention back towards that B site, same as Nico. So the avenue that Stan did have just closed very, very quickly. The smoke towards tunnels signifies that, and with 35 seconds left on the clock, maybe it's the save play. Stan's still having a little bit of a look here towards lower tunnels, but would have to make his way up. Can't take down Mantu.
Yeah, in 20 seconds. Call it 20.
Might need to let go of that shift key then.
He would, yeah, and Cirque's still standing still, so I'm not really sold. Mantu isn't looking, so this will be a free frag as the smoke fades. He doesn't have time to wait for it to fade. Hello. Oh, and the crossfire's broken. If he could just plant. Molly from Alexi will stop it.
Oh.
Oh.
It's too late.
Oh.
Bomb's going to go down.
Bomb's down. They could do something. Cirque starts to. Already the frag, maybe stand. Only 17 HP. He'd need a crisp headshot here. Alexi's gone. Needs to find cover. Has done so, but Valda's there for the trade. So close. 2v4, fellas. EG really keeping OG on their toes.
Yeah, something out of nothing there, considering that looked perfect, right? Smoke was there, Stan had to go for the push. The nades coming in from Circuit long was enough of a distraction. I think Alexi was actually being a safety net in that setup for Mantu, trying to cover the corner of the smoke.
Well, he got shots at, right? Look.
Yeah, but that's so, like, Sure, I get the concept.
Yeah.
That's insane to try and go for that kind of a play right there. So really, really dicey. And I think you can see how much that means to Alexi.
Really, yeah. I'm sure that would have been another one. Right, like that eco on B could have been a real disaster for OG. That's 2 back-to-back. They've kind of evaded the throw.
Yeah, compounding that into that round with the financial woes that could have spiraled out of control here, it would have been another chance for EG to put a foot forward in this first map here. You can see top right of your screen, Overpass to come up next. That will be EG's pick, and then Infernal as the third. So, I know, guys, there's no Ancient in this first series. Maybe we get it in the second. Probably not. Vitality are playing. They're going to ban it. Never mind. Okay. Oh. Well, couple more rounds required here, 3 of which, 18 now for Mantu and Flames. Really just running away with this one here. Back towards long, EG look to go.
He's out, stands down. Pushing though, and Mihu already meets Alexi. This is a real problem now for Evil Geniuses. They demanded long control, but look what it's cost them. OG haven't taken a point of damage.
And they've rotated perfectly here.
Leave me alone, says Breeze. Nades and bullets all thrown towards his location. He's not having fun.
I don't want to say how do they get back into this because Stan just almost made a miracle happen in the last, but this one here is even more dire. They rotated the AWP back towards the top of A. They're playing for short control. They were just contesting mid, and now they've totaled back up to the B site with 2. So, yeah, the avenue is still through long here. The problem is just the numbers. They would need to get into the site unscathed, and then from that point, somebody needs to find a bit of a multi-kill. Smoke's being lined on up. So they're just waiting for a reaction here, EG. The smokes have landed. There is a massive gap to work with if they were to walk up close. That scope's hurt as well.
Still a gap. Nice flash. Breeze does get across. Not unscathed, though. And Oboe sitting duck. That's not worked out well at all. OG. Deal with it. Cirque. Going to get pushed from so many different angles. Jumping through the smoke. And it's 14. Here we go. We've only seen... Well, actually, we haven't seen a single round. I thought EG won the pistol. That's my poor memory kicking in. So you still get to move from that 8-7 half. It makes sense.
And it's 11 rounds in a row. It's 5 to close out the first half there for OG. And then now 6 on the trot here within the second half. So they're looking to convert this in fashion.
Been playing a lot of Dust 2. One of the few teams that pick Dust 2 so regularly.
It's so strange, right? When Dust 2 went out of the pool and then came back in, this is obviously going back a couple of years, it almost felt like teams forgot all the protocols that were necessary on Dust 2. And then now, surprisingly, it never really came back to the fashion it was once in. Yeah. Right? Mirage has really taken that mantle. And that's obviously one of the biggest reasons as to why I want it. Look, first of all, let me say this. Mirage is a good map. I just think it's overplayed. But with it being the most played map by probably everybody, let's just say Counter-Strike fans in general, it's very unlikely that it's going to get removed from the map pool anytime soon. Yeah, they've taken some big scalps on this map, though. But let's not forget beating G2, Vitality. Oh, actually, that Vitality is a lie. That was a loss at Flashpoint. Oh, he's blind. Mantu is going to have to peek back into the contact, and a missed shot. That's his death sentence. There's no way he gets out of that. Cirque makes sure of it. Okay, now the tables have turned. 2 entry frags this time for EG, and it's on mid. They're heading straight into B. Valda's already evacuated. There's nothing he can do. Oboe from behind. Perfect division of their contact. Breeze is chasing now as well. Well, Flames hasn't been in this scenario just yet. The first T round found. Took him long enough. But look at the money of OG as well. Alexi, 800. Valda, 550. This saved gun could be a lot here, and those footsteps will have been heard. Breeze is going to relay this to the team, and they just get it for free. That is clean. Okay, EG. Not done with map number 1 just yet. Already starting to set my eyes on Overpass, and, wow, that is almost worth 2 right there. OG, the money situation, you got 5.1 on Mantu, Nico with 4.6, you got Flames there with 3.7, so they could buy, but wouldn't be recommended with the buffer they have right here. Should just be the save with some partial investments around it, and EG might be looking at getting themselves up to double digits. Timeout called, 3rd of which being used. Rugger now getting on the mic. Prickly situation they've found themselves in here, OG, after all.
Okay, looks like a conversation's been had, and we will be seeing a conservative buy. Just leveling out the money. Nico's treated himself. Valda unable to purchase much more, so we'll go for that kind of quasi-double force.
Yeah, it's only 1,900 in the next round.
Exactly. So, I mean, just trying to have punch in 2 rounds back-to-back. Ooh. Through the box. Flames, one of the most well-equipped, is now working at just 9 HP. That flash is well-timed. Very deep as well. Breeze to keep an eye on middle. That slip to the under towards lower tunnels is held as well by Obo. These are the kind of rounds that can get dicey quickly. That's if Stanislaw doesn't get his men's in line. Looks like Cirque has managed to catch one. Flames the one he tagged up earlier, no less.
Well, they were in the right place, close towards mid, but they've rotated back now.
Breeze, first one to check as the rest walk in contact. Problems for OG. And they can hear that short steps. They're already starting to maneuver away from the site. Just look if they can take anything for free. Any bonus, any AKs want to be delivered to us? That would be really helpful right about now.
I'm just trying to work out like the OG mindset with this type of a buy. They didn't even, in the first half, we were talking about EG with their one-way smoke, right, that they dropped to facilitate Stan for that pick. Oh, there's a kill for Valda. It'd be nice to be able to hold on to that one. I'm not sure if he will be allowed. But the thought process there, like I get it. The money's not in a great place. There's quite a disparity between a few players in the team. Hard conversation to have. But Mantu could have had an AWP, right? Like imagine if they went just like the AWP and everybody else like went for pistols. They could have gone for something a little bit more threatening, right? Here it's gone like, oh, we'll just be limp in 2 rounds.
Yeah, it doesn't sound logically driven when you put it like that. So again, yeah, you're at that weird point where if they force on this...
Yeah, they can't. That's the thing. The fact that Valda invested so deeply last round was telling of that. That's why it's curious that they didn't go for something a little bit more threatening last round, knowing that it was likely that there was 2 coming, because somebody else could have saved cash for Mantu's AWP. They could have had a discussion about, yeah, let's prioritize. You got a little bit extra. You can save here. I'll do this. And if they found an AWP kill, or if they had a move like what EG had with that smoke, maybe a boost, you know, maybe some form of a stack or something, they're giving themselves a better chance. Here it's like they've kind of just gone, all right, let's play together and hope that they come to us and we might be able to snowball a couple of frags. But again now, just grouped together, following the mother hen of Alexi B around the map. But this is the thing. He's just going to, yep, come here. Yep, let's do this. This is how this round's going to work. It's not like, this isn't one of the ones where it's like, all right, guys, let's get some deagles. We'll go to our spots, use a bit of your flair. This is, we have to hope that they come right into this pack.
You can see the intention. Breeze could be the victim. Flash is flying. He's not looking.
Nobody home as well, so footsteps heard. Well, with long control now for EG, it'd be interesting if they just collapsed into an ace split after they've taken this contact. They're still going. Breeze with the flash, perfect. Just the triple kill, easy as you like.
Full anti-flash. And in fact, Flames gets the assist on all of them. That's not fun. No fun at all. Not allowed. Breeze with another triple. He's climbing the leaderboards after these couple of multis. So OG, they've been in touching distance for the last 3. EG have posted their very first 3 of their attack. Now they're going to be tested thoroughly. This is going to be the full CT investments, what OG have been biding their 2-round time for. So every EG frag in that feed is going to have a whole lot of impact here.
Yeah, need to make this one work here, OG. Oh,
What's he up to? What's he up to?
Hello.
Oh, he reveals it. Valda's just not so sure, not so convinced they will get the molly down. I imagine a smoke on top of that.
Yeah, forcing out that util over towards the B site is nice here if they want to finish in a bit of a mid to B or B formation.
Cirque's already back at spawn. I mean, he's long gone.
They're being very flexible with that AWP here. Now, turning that attention towards long, you've got Mantu through the doors here. Stan is kind of trapped unless he jump peeks away.
The bait. Constant movement behind him. Flames just jumping around.
That's cheeky, isn't it?
Blinded. He's going to take space here. Obo is through the doors. EG at a man disadvantage. They can't stomach another. They need to return this to an equilibrium. They can't. Certainly not now.
Oh.
What is that? He's got the bomb on his back and he's just decided A is his.
On his own?
Completely isolated.
What is going on here?
Go on, Mihu. You got any more for us? Head spotted. Flamesy's the victim and another double entry on his own. Bomb on his back. A hero moment here from the new addition. Valda's flanking. Zerk's prepared if he could just find this. Oh, Alexi, big find. Bomb's loose. Nico's been handed a potentially winnable clutch. It's Zerk. Oh, you can't put the bullets in the right direction. EG will make it 11. Alexi, the only one that could voice concerns there. Mihu, a man possessed. I don't know whether it was someone telling him or he just saw a cue. Enough contact in mid, perhaps, but he managed to time that to perfection. It was only one defender, and he manages to find that frag immediately. Look at this. Yeah, that's the AWP. And that was the second defender. Bang. Round one.
Yeah, and you can see Valda scrambling here. There was so much time left on the clock, so maybe overcooking it there with that aggression. But it's really fallen apart for OG here, because now with the 2900 they just received, it's another eco-ish round. So in the last 4, 3 of which have been terrible buys,
Yeah.
right? You can see now
That doesn't
how that
sound
really...
great.
It sounds like old school economy, right? And sure, the money wasn't there, but there were other options. So really feeling maybe a couple of silly calls as Mihu straight out mid.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with this guy? Just go and kill.
Yep, I think Stan's probably let him off the leash a little bit here. It worked. At least in the previous. This one could have ramifications. The loss of him hasn't put a weapon into enemy hands. Nothing to complain about. Mantu and Alexi working long. But the T's already swapping sides. Breeze has managed to get across on that smoke.
Oh, what is happening?
Oh, and Alexi.
Oh,
what? Zerk was in the air, I think, at that point. And they're not checking their corners. Easy for Breeze. There you have another EG. Starting to get OG a little nervous now. It looked like the perfect start, dude. The perfect 6 rounds off the break. Total was 11. They did 11 spree over across the halves. To finish strong on their T, starting strong on their CT.
Oh, okay. It has just been a very back and forth, right?
Hasn't it?
I
I mean, this
haven't
can
had
flip.
round. It's just been sprees of rounds.
This still can flip. It's been the case ever since OG found 14.
Look at EG's bank balance now, though.
Yeah, true. It's not going to be easy to flip. They'd have to find 2 in a row. Just straight back-to-back brutality. Otherwise, the war of attrition likely sided with the finances of EG. He's in again. So mid doors does seem to be a component of their play, at least denying that info. Smoke deployed. Typically require a second for a full commit.
Completely denied info here, so they know Alexi's towards spawn. They've heard the sound cues. Likely to be 2 players on the B side as well. Less risky CT gambles or versatility in their play is what we saw from EG in their first half. Obo's taking a little bit of damage here over towards upper tunnels. But just standing strong. 4 members from EG posted around the mid doors. Catwalk just waiting, and now Breeze is straight out mid looking for a head.
Again, loudly about it.
Oh, there's no nades left for OG.
Oh, Alexi just has to respect that molly. He's gone wider.
They only have 1 HE.
Yeah.
We still have 45 seconds.
They can go anywhere they want, right?
This is all heads-up Counter-Strike right now. OG have to just hope to hit the shots. They can't defend with smokes. They can't delay with Molotovs. They're not going to have flashes to set up alley-oops. They just need to hit these headshots. Oh, it's on Mantu as well. Here comes the Exec.
Sitting anti-flash starts to adjust, and there's the first. Mihu's gone. OG need this from Mantu.
Great nade.
Call upon him. It's not going to stop the plant. That's gone down courtesy of Stan. Missed shot this time. Obo advancing, and Obo doing more than advance. He's taken 2 heads, and EG again turning the script completely upside down. Valda, what are you supposed to do now? Mantu started so strong. Obo's just stronger. 13 for evil geniuses. Valda, what can you do? Nothing but save. And Obo gets all the brownie points. He was the one that was catching nades at B tons. He's the one that finishes it on A.
That is wild scenes right there. Obo with a round-winning double. And Valda, as you mentioned, with this save, 3,400 in the bank balance, they can drop a gun here. But it is looking likely EG might be ushered in here with a 14-14 scoreline. Because if you do invest, it's going to be battered and broken. It will just have to be a partial. This is Obo right here. Jumps up, Alexi goes down. This one, very important frag there. On to Manti. Oh, it was a triple after all. Great stuff. EG, they are in this one, and they are looking good.
They look, yeah, very focused.
Okay, okay, well, OG with
OG's
that pass,
pick, dude.
partial.
And the way their CT side setup started, it felt very convincing. Like, okay, now I see. OG's CT is going to be enough to completely nullify the EG playbook. Far from reality. Nico on the jiggle with his smoke. He'll be tested by Obo. Be very hard to get a frag there. Nico gets his info for free. Ooh. Spoke too soon about the free.
Could really use one of those Nico moments now, couldn't they? 7 kills to his name. Could be the difference maker if he's able to string a few together. Alexi has been having a rough go of it here as well. Banking on long right now, OG, but we can see EG just more of the same. They've actually been the more tempered on their T side. Their CT side, they were dictating the pace. On their T side, they're just defaulting, playing it slow, working off one another. Always working with each other, right? There's always a flash. Unless it's just Mihu running out cat on his lonesome.
That's the alternative.
Yeah, and that one right there was a game-changing round. So,
and Obo had one straight after that. So Mihu and Obo definitely doing what's demanded of them. They come in A, Founder with the counter flash. It's a bit late. They'll tuck into Gandalf.
Oh,
lots of
that.
damage. Cirque and Mihu double dinked. They're still breathing. The nade may change that. So much damage. OG, though, they're dropping like flies. It's Flames Deeg, the only point of resistance so far. Cirque's not going to miss, but Flames as well. A third connection on the $700 pistol. He's not ready for that fight. He can't. He can't. Such long range. Obo's head is just too evasive. And he will give it everything he had. Valiant attempt. 14, though. We tie it up. It was an 8-7 half. We're going to be heading in a similar direction here in the second.
So there's 7 in a row now for EG. What a response. An 11-round drought. Now they've had 7 of their own, and you can see Obo eventually getting it done. Flames and Obo, probably 2 of the sharpest kids in the server right here. Seeing them struggle
Just both of them standing still, just staring their eyes at the monitor.
Oh, the double Dyac. This is getting brutal and attesting to just how much money there is in that EG camp. Breeze has a lot of space here. We deal with him. The flash is good. The AWP being heard sends him back. But the pressure is on OG, and they need to be careful how quickly they rifle through this utility. They went very, very quickly in one of the previous rifle rounds, and that came back to bite them late. Nico on this same little jiggle here towards upper tunnels. And he actually might have a chance here for a couple. The bomb on stand, now grouped with Obo in the backyard. They're coming over. Cirque controlling top mid with the rotations. Breeze helping out from T-Spawn, and Mihu still anchoring long. So nothing committed just yet from EG here. Lurk smoke's good. U2 that's forcing out now. Molly lands. You'll see more coming in from Nico soon, I'm sure. And eyes are now off middle. Alexi's had to rotate over towards CT spawn to help on out. Volda and Nico both drawn towards the upper tunnels, both dropping more utility, and both completely shy. Everybody right now for EG, they're looking healthy as can be.
Yeah, and Stan looks to try and sell a bit of a fake, I think. He was lining up a smoke for doors, or he's just going to do the dribble smoke. So that's going to keep 2 players busy. Valda, Nico. Busy. It's not an issue if Mantu can do more of that. He's baited in. Flames, not going to be checked. A big find. Only 3 left for EG. Obo keeps it relatively competitive, but the 30-second mark, they are running out of options.
Oh, Alexi's gone spawn. Mantu's under so much pressure here.
Oh, you're right. Alexi's underneath. Short's open for business. Stan is on the crawl. Obo and Suck do need to get that bomb up long, and they have to get through Mantu. Tight line held. The molly does obscure his vision, and a missed shot. Stan has to find it, and he does. They can plant. Valda can change things. Cirque's hitting his shots. Not again. Oh, OG, they're disintegrating. The bomb does go down in time, and now they've again flipped it. Oh, it's head. Cirque's along. Only 8 frags for Nico. And EG from a 2-man disadvantage.
Knows where both are now.
Yeah, he needs a bit of RNG there, EG. That's map point. Cirque and Stan a double apiece. It was Cirque that even enabled that bomb to be going down, hitting all the shots necessary, and I hate to point at the numbers on the right side of the screen, but OG, they're not going to have all the bells and whistles they desire.
And this has been really rough, this spree of rounds. 8 now. 8 in a row just to get them to this position here. 1 away from taking it 16-14. And OG have started these rounds quite nicely. But then just the way that they're rotating back, they're not really helping each other out. They're getting flustered, and back towards long we go.
Flames will be there. Flames was there, past 10th. They've
look at
taken
HP.
a whole lot of damage. Unconfirmed though at this point. And Mantu pushing forward, more damage and a frag. God, Cirque and Mihu bleeding internally. Valda can do more, and he does alongside Alexi. Wants to clear that blue bin, and it's isolated Mihu from Cirque.
He's not going to clear it.
Not cleared
oh,
it.
no!
Enables Mihu to find, not both of them. Still an intense 2v2. This is for OT, OG for survival. To convert something that started so well for them, they have a divided defense. It falls quiet for Valda. Falls quiet for everyone. Nico on that B tunnels jiggle. He's been there an awfully long time. And it looks like the call is short. So if he is allowed to just walk on in, Valda plays retake. I mean, they've got no kits. Every second that passes, Chad, feels like EG are getting steps closer to converting here in the final round of regulation.
Yeah, forget the HP that Cirque's on right now. If this bomb goes down, this round is EG's to lose. There's not a kit right now. The FAMAS, yeah, can be upgraded into an AK. Valda doesn't want to make sound cues in this current junction. Nico's going to have to rotate in with the MP9. That's going to melt off a lot of time on the clock. Where are they going to plant for? They can plant for long, they can plant for short. Looks like the latter will be favored here. Molly's for Stan and Cirque. They can either lock off areas of rotation or they can use it to deny that diffuse. Cheeky one-way here for Cirque. This is looking great for EG to close.
Flash is good. And I'm not sure if Valda got the info about that one way, but it's going to deter them for sure.
Halfway ticked.
Halfway ticked. The molly does force them off the site, and a big find. Oh, the incendiary's done enough, perhaps, maybe. Jump shot's not there. Stan can finish it right here.
Is there
No kit.
time?
I don't even think there's time. No, there isn't. And Valda, the last man alive, but it's going EG's way. Evil geniuses take OG's map pick away from them. All right, overpass next. Get ready for that one. We'll be breaking it all down at the analyst desk. Frankie Ward and a bunch of analytical cronies after the break.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself. So when I went and found myself, the ones who told me back then, be true to who I am, ain't think we was really gonna win. Now they watching us from the sidelines, while we trying to victories like we getting high tides. I'm not getting my prize, only thing my eyes is locked in on. Haven't really mine. I want it right now, don't waste my time. Family in a penthouse with a view sky high. Blood, sweat, and tears bring water to my eyes. Cause the whole gang winning, I done gave my life. Odds low, but we did it, ain't we? And we always moved in, never on the same thing. Now our lives are highlight reel. We like it.
When we decided to bench Tarek, he was the kind of player that created a lot of space for us. And we think that Mihao and Obo kind of have to figure out who's going to take that role, because both are actually really good at being aggressive, but Mihao has a little bit of a different style and Owen has his own style as well. So, but Tarek was definitely the kind of guy that created a lot of space for us, and we're going to have to definitely figure out who's going to fill that gap.
I felt like we needed some new blood in the team and some hunger. Obviously, we're hungry ourselves to win and to improve overall as a team, but I feel like the player market overall was pretty limited, and we had our discussions regarding every player. But I think we got really good insights from Flames, and we watched his POVs and asked around anyone who's played with him what were their experiences, and the only thing we got back was just like positive all around. And after we started playing with him, we saw this ourselves, and we were really confident after that we made the right decision.
CT and long.
Not sure.
I died to the mine. Move on. Okay.
I have a kit.
No kit!
No kit.
Nice!
I've never heard Cirque so high-pitched jubilation for EG, but that was absolutely devastating for Bowder and OG as he was kit-free. He cleared the players, he just couldn't defuse the bomb and complete the clutch, sadly, so we missed out on overtime, and it's a bit of a shame because that was such a wild game of Dust 2, and it really started off with EG having fantastic CT side. You could see the frustration on Alexi B's face as they kept denying him mid-control, but then Alexi B's big brain kind of stepped up to the plate, and somehow, Maniac, they managed to get themselves out of that hole in the first half. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I think we can jump straight into round 11 and 12 because that's actually how OG fought back. You mentioned it, Frankie. EG were very annoying to play against, and how Alexi found a way in is by dry peeking, finally surprising Mishu. And here, the trades onto Aoros are quite clean. That is it, just like that, in a matter of about 10 seconds. That is OG finally breaking the spell of evil. Geniuses winning all these rounds, and then the next round they do exactly the same, but this time towards tunnel. Just a pop flash. Aoros is only good for one. The trade is in position, and the B side is lost. That was how Alexi actually handled the CT side of Evil Geniuses, because they used Mishu in a very good way, super annoying down middle, flashing him through the doors, flashing him to pick from catwalk. Alexi was in a very rough position in the first few rounds. I'm amazed that he actually bounced back. And Kassad, I thought they've done enough. You look at the second side, you think that's it. OG have done it.
Yeah, first of all, I do agree with everything that you guys said for the first half. Is like the versatility was the key. You know, he recognized, okay, this is not working. Yeah. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and I'm going to pop here, I'm going to pop there. It's worked fine, perfectly. They went to the second half. It's even better. You know, they got to 14, and then they start losing these advantage rounds for them, which was completely kind of, it seemed like, you know, they were not even on TeamSpeak together.
Yeah,
like
it was a bit confusing.
I feel like the comms would be the biggest issue there. What I didn't understand, like I understand this round. Sometimes you get into a map that it kind of feels this way and nothing really goes your way. You know, you cannot close it out. Maybe the comms are too quiet. Maybe somebody made a mistake that kind of affected somebody else. And it's like, you don't know, right? It's from team to team. But the thing is, like, what I'm surprised that I didn't see any timeouts being called. I was just like, if this happens, there's a timeout called, listen guys, we have the advantage situations, we keep dropping them, let's make sure we are communicating what's open, what's not, and let's make sure that you're rotating properly on what's going on. Not a single timeout was called, as I recall, and they just keep like rolling those rounds and just keep losing one after another.
This is what doesn't seem to make sense is it was like OG losing to themselves, because some of EG's T-sided rounds, at first they didn't seem to have a clue, and then they got really messy, and somehow, Maniac, they got away with it. They were able to turn around those disadvantages.
Yeah, and again, I want to give some props to Mishu because I think he unlocked a few of these situations. But actually, you mentioned, you know, advantageous situations being lost by OG, and I think we can jump into round number 29 because that was a very, very crucial experience, a crucial example of what happened. 45 seconds on the clock. We'll see Man2 and Flamesy have that perfect setup towards Elon. He gets picked into it. Mishu is out. That frees the complete area for Flames, who here is a little bit too trigger happy, only gets one, but it should be enough, right? But the problem is, at this point in time, Man2 is alone on A. Alexi was CT spawn. Now Valdez trying to fight, but he's behind the music and Alexi dies. They went from a very, very theoretical 5v3 where Man2 ended up completely alone on the A side. So I don't really know if it is a problem of communication or if someone did not react to an information, but if you're Man2 and you were staying on the A side and your secondary player just dropped into CT spawn, you cannot stay, or you fight. You cannot stay in between, dancing between short and long. You're gonna get pinched.
The thing is, like, the setup they made is a pretty common setup when you're expecting a B split. You leave short open, and then usually the meta right now is the T's are gonna clear short with nades, and then you're gonna go there, they're gonna go there. They had a double long setup, a perfect one, like you said. They were walking into it. They killed the first, and maybe the guy
could have gone for two.
Yeah, could have gone for two, and then Man2 should have stayed there and tried to, like, you know, deal with the long guys as much as we can, or just fall back completely and try to take it, or even for CT, you know, then hope for a retake. But it doesn't really matter, you know, that the setup was as it was, and they split A at the very round, and it's fine. You can live with that. Like I said, I feel like the biggest issue was the comms in that on CT side. That's from like my own experience when I had the maps like that, and when I lost maps like that, it's like always it have come down to the comms. And like I said, on T side, sorry Frankie, on T side of EG, the whole T side was so individualistic, it was crazy. You know, Michu, Cirque, you know, and there was like a lot of like this multi-kills round that kind of allowed them to get back into the game.
But that's just two, Kusan. We're heading to Overpass next. Can EG get away with that?
Well, Overpass is a very wide map, very like map control kind of based map, you know. And right now for them, their momentum is like, you know, and their mood is like pretty high right now. They're in a momentum. I don't know how is this gonna affect OG, because maps like this are a problem. Like when you lose them and going into the next one, you need to be mentally very stable to go into next map and win like this. This was EG's pick, if I'm not wrong.
OG, I guess. I'd say OG.
This is EG's pick.
Now we go
right?
to EG's pick.
Yeah.
And
so
then
EG
he's going to be starting T-side.
Yes. So this is going to be interesting, especially as I believe it was someone from HLTV or someone tweeted the HLTV link to the report that miHu was going to be joining OG potentially back in March. Now he's on the other side and he's showing OG exactly what they're missing. Will it be a 2-0 on Overpass to make things even sweeter for EG? We're going to find out after these few minutes of a break.
Yeah, it's already dropped. Yep, I'm going.
1. 2 of them here. I'll go plant the bomb.
That's a good idea, actually. Oh, bumping. There he is. Parachute bumpers. Oh, you killed one! Oh, nice serve. What a victory.
I'm getting shot next to the silo with a shield on the right side. He's in between this. Wow. How did I pull that off? Holy moly. Going.
Pumps here.
Over here, I'm going. I'm getting shot out from behind, but I'm going for this guy. 2 guys down here where I'm landing.
Coming.
Yeah,
I'm on the other.
Nice. Oh, 2 guys on the team.
I'm going. I see him. Going for the back guy. Leaving him. Nice. Casbah through the front door. Oh, I see one fella.
Another one. Oh, no, wait,
I'll go for that parachute. It's kind of okay. I have to reload mid-air though, which kind of sucks. Oh, I'm dead.
One more. Have medis. Nice. 99 in 1. What the? Watch this. Watch this. 99 damage on the goal.
Nico brings a lot of everything.
he is a really good team player in general, and he can fit all sorts of roles, and he does that as well in our team, where some maps he is the hardcore anchor on the bomb sites, where others he is more in the mix of what's going on. And that's the good thing about him. Like, he can do anything, and he's really good like offering stuff for the ones around him and setting his teammates up for success. So he's a really versatile player that brings a lot to the table and makes the others gel. So we're really happy to get him on board.
Intel Extreme Masters Summer is brought to you by Intel, Acer Predator, 1xBet, and DHL.
Overpass up next, OG EG. And EG continued to surprise here at IEM Summer. Let's see what they've got in store here for map number 2.
I was so excited for this game, Chad. I was talking about it with the guys in the green room.
What did the Harris have to say? Anything good?
Yeah, well, other than they were quite critical of the salad we were eating,
Okay.
but other than that, they were suggesting that EG are their favorite for the conversion here. Now, I don't know about you. I would prefer to see a little bit more resistance out of OG. That was such a harrowing loss on Dust 2. Now we find ourselves in EG's court. Anything's possible. Flames, however, is a big component of it. We even had Rugger in that break talking about Nico and his contributions.
They're already in the B site right now. Valder doesn't really have eyes on this.
Yeah, well, Valder, I assume, is going to be calling for some help from Alexi. Oh, he's burnt out completely. No options. Alexi has hit the only shot he had to.
Bit of peppering up there as well. So 4-on-5 retake. Bomb will go down.
Advantage, I can't help but feel still in EG's court, especially now Flames has gone down. Mihu, 2 clicks of the Glock circ with 1. Breeze is in such a power position here, they can't really clear him. They haven't got time. Oh, so clean on the Glocks.
Looking crispy. What's Matsu going to do here? Just the USP. Armor wants to hold on to this. Lucky to keep his life, and actually having a little bit of a look into here to see if he can find a kill. Won't even catch them out the door, really. Bullets in the back. He's in a lot of trouble right now. He can get peppered up and take it down to the bomb. 25. Will survive. He will. Okay, well, could have gone worse for Mansu right there, but that's not the way OG were looking to kick things here off on map number 2.
Far from it.
And I look, I don't want to say it, but I think it has to be said. It was a bit choky out of OG. Right, a bit choky. When you have multiple 3-on-5 advantages, you're having to do a lot to lose those kind of rounds.
Yeah.
Now, EG did all the things right in a lot of those situations, but OG definitely had to drop the ball.
Yeah, I think, there was rounds where it was all EG, it was all Mihu, and then there was rounds where it was a little bit of OG mixed in there as well.
True. All right, well, it is the 4-spy, and it is the B stack. Everybody from OG are heading over here, and so are EG, so we might have a real clash in a second.
They double naded short right now. They would have practically killed 2 people. There's a nade. It's not quite on the mark. The second looks better. And down goes Breeze. Pushing. Oh, wow. Flames has taken Cirque as well. He assumed it was clear. He's met the Deagle. Now an advantage for OG and a recovered AK. They want to juggle that to someone healthy. Man2 will take it. And knowing that they've cut a lot of the momentum out of EG, they will return to A just to try and retake some of that map control they've lost. Stan, look how far away from taking space he is. I thought it would perhaps start getting a wiggle on. He's just going to have to hold spawn.
I think the question here, as far as Stan goes, he's not going to push past this point, right? Or he shouldn't really, because they don't know exactly how much real estate's taken. This smoke right here is going to tell OG more than what it does EG, because that's in the blind spot. They don't know how far forward any of these OG players are. They know they met a lot of resistance. OG continue to comb forward here. So this real estate they're taking is going to make them harder to find in the mid to late round. It still will be this B finish. The bomb in the backyard, Obo at the sandbag position. It is just Valde, the guy on 19 HP left to do all of this.
Yeah, but they've got there in time. Like, they can now just swing that door open just as Obo averted his gaze. Mihu to try and be the hero here, or EG's second round conversion is going to have completely fallen by the wayside. Stan, he could. They are distracted. He's got a bit of a messy Galil, but there they are. Bodies dropped, maybe round save. They've got 10 points of health between them. Even I can do that one, Chad.
That's a lot of
indecision. And it looks like they're saving.
Yeah, so much indecision. Stan getting that 2, it almost sent them back in. But you're right, once that quick math of the HP was done, yeah, really shouldn't be having a crack. And 1-1. Saved guns.
So what does this mean now? Like, I mean, EG, you've got 2 armored rifles. There is an AK in the CT's mix.
I can tell you this much. It's more than they would have had if they went down. So the buy is looking...
The force buy wars are enhanced.
Yeah, it looks a little bit better, right? It won't just be the smattering of pistols like we can see here. There was no plan to try and facilitate a little bit more to the economy. And OG's buy is looking much better, right? They've got 2 M4s out, an AK-47, 2 SMGs. Mag-10 for Nico, flames onto the MP9. EG can still make this one work, though, if they want to take it slow and rinse through all this early OG util. I think there was an element of OG late in that game there that was playing not to lose the rounds, as opposed to, you know, making the moves to win them. And sometimes safety can be your undoing. I know it doesn't sound like the right advice to be giving. But I'm not talking about driving in a car and forgetting your seatbelt. I'm talking about taking a pick and winning the rounds. So... different consequences. Whoever wins this one, well, not whoever. If OG wins this one, EG should be taking a bit of a save. If EG win, I'm sure we go back and forth with some more of these force buy battles.
Yeah, if it's another one of those 1v1s, bomb down, get ready for the force buy wars to wage for a while.
We didn't get any of this, though, on map number 1, right? It was just long sprees of rounds. I think the shortest spree of rounds we had was 3. So if we do get the tit for tat, the back and forth, might offer us up some scrappier CS than what we've seen so far, even though this one's already had its moments.
Mantu spotted him. I don't know if he spotted the bomb. Cirque was across, but you don't see much in terms of the CT movements initially. This is going to really explode. It does look like OG have started to get all the pieces of the puzzle into the right place. Valde's rotated through. Mantu to flash for this initial contact. Nico already get contact as well. Oh, it's perfect. OG, so much info. 2 more long. Alexi screams. Breeze, however, going down to Nico could be a problem, and there it is. All wrapped up. Not a single body dropped, and look at the recovered rifles as well. That's worked swimmingly for OG.
Yeah, beautiful scenes here now. Hopefully, a bit of a buffer can be built off of this as well, because going up against this 1900-ish economy for EG, they don't want to be giving away too many of these guns. So great stuff, well handled, clean, just what they needed, and probably a bit of a confidence booster as well here. Was, what was it, 9 rounds, 10 rounds, something like that for EG to close out that last map. So it has been some time since OG have been feeling what a round winner looks like.
Yeah.
What do you think about, I've just been doing some tweeting as I always do, and I was talking about like the stage setup. Let's kind of move away from that. But imagine if we had a 360 and the 2 teams facing each other, and in the middle of the 2 teams on the floor, it's probably like you guys had at TI, where it was, I guess they did augmented reality.
Yeah.
But imagine a bunch of like LED, or I don't know what the technology is these days, but screens on the ground that had, look at our radar in the top left. Imagine that was between the 2 teams. They couldn't see it, but the viewers in a 360 could. So you can see when contact's going to come in quite clearly. It's like a pitch, right? It's painting the picture like a pitch, and then you can look up to the screens to see the first person action.
Yeah, that was something that Anders and I discussed like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
you know,
he needs to get it with Skybox, doesn't he?
Yeah, he wants to try. I do think there's the more accessible one, the floor that the TI boys had, not only was it augmented reality, but they had it was an LED floor that they used as a giant screen for the minimap as well.
Yeah.
So you walked on the entire floor.
That's what we need.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. You'd have to have the entire audience like in a Coliseum-like structure.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to be sunken downstage and everyone would be on rafters. I don't know.
It's a bit like a pit, yeah, you know?
Yeah, so just give us infinite budget and we'll make a cool CS event.
Please, Valve.
Mantu. Oh, a real opportunity. That jump peek for info. He does pull the trigger on it. Mihu was the candidate.
This is a four-man A defense right here from OG.
Yeah, and if Alexi steps the line a little early, he would find playground clear. He's not chosen to do so. Flames pushed up. Alexi long. This is the responsibility of Mihu to control and corral this.
This is so interesting that they're just staying put right now. Still a minute 15, and they're just staying in this forward stance.
Like, Valda is so exposed. Hang on. Molly keeps Mihu there on the close corner.
Something's up, though.
Flames looks away. Checks the playground side, and Mihu does best them. Will he assume long is clear? Lexi's there to receive, and perfect pre-fire. Very loud from Mihu, just stomping. Elephant steps towards long. Now they are going into B, and it is wide open for business. Mantu would have to hit the first shot that comes out of his rifle here.
There's no heaven smoke.
Oh, and jiggled just a little bit, unintentionally perhaps. He's got a flash to try and suppress, but the bomb will be planted shortly. Rotates on its way, and who is that? Charging in, Valda just does not release double. You look at him go.
Oh,
he's behind him. He's right next to him. Stanislaw ignored, but Alexi saves his teammate. Valda's down. Bomb is too, but the frags are coming OG's way.
3 for Alexi so far.
Obo can cause a lot of damage here. He knows he can't peek heaven. He has to be focused on this left side. Mantu's in as well. Info and shots, and Obo, sharp as a knife, cuts them down to size. Damn, Obo. Keeps reminding us what he's capable of there. That could have really spiraled out of control.
Little Robo-Obo right there. Someone check his wrist, see what kind of hardware he's rocking in there. This is wild, these last two.
All of them into the dome. Headshot, headshot. Bam!
That's what you like to see.
That's what we all want to be able to do.
I think too many of us, you know, at that point, crouch, jump, run, hide. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
He's just headshots only. Quite a clear... wow.
Phooey.
Yeah, this is interesting. Alexi getting very vocal now. The setup they had, the fact that Flames turns away, you know, it all felt very, very good in the beginning. And then as soon as that kill comes in, Alexi makes up for it with the triple, but denied in the final phrase of that one. And both teams with a pretty convincing buy. Stand onto that glue. We've already seen him do a lot of work with that bad boy over the few EG matches we've seen. Everybody off the mark early here, so nobody's sitting on that donut just yet. Well, not possible unless we get a couple of TKs in the mix. So that's good to see. The AWP, it does fall in favor of OG here. Cirque will have to wield an AK instead, and Mantu pressed forward in the bathrooms. A much different setup this time for the CTs. Nico overseeing business as the backup man. Alexi, Flames, and Volda over towards that B site. And it looks like EG have been watching European Counter-Strike, Alex.
It does look like that. Even though it's the default spread. So this is how you take toilets. Underpass a threat. He's got his lineup set up to stop any CT rotations through. Starting to get a bit indicative as to what they're looking for, though, isn't it? And Obo pulling pins. He's heard. Valda can try and punish, and he will. Oh, big find. Team flash. Valda has underpass, though, and that's going to take a lot of information away now from EG. Are we being flanked? Cirque wants to acknowledge that. Valda, what are you up to? What is he up to? Oh, a dank flank from Valda. He can win the round fully and clearly here. Bree's not ready for that. A second frag found, and now Alexi surely just locks the door. Drop the smoke, and he does. Real shallow. Perfect. EG are in a box, and Valda's the one with the lock. Another victim. He's getting pushed desperately to survive. He actually gets another Valda. 4 frags. Takes the whole Evil Geniuses squad down with an aggressive solo maneuver.
1 HP to his name here. The only player to take any damage so far from OG. And Mihu with 15 seconds left has to save. No other choice.
He lost his whole team to a rogue Dane.
That was a huge round right there. And to consider continuing forward with that push, the reason it seems very unlikely is based on the fact they just got themselves a 4-on-5, right? So unraveling the unknowing EG. And now they'll have to take a bit of a partial investment or a save here. Yeah, just no clue that this was even possible. To be fair, Breeze is coming around the corner ready for it, so it's not like he's had these easy as he likes. This one right here, the dink on through and finishing off Cirque. Great stuff from Volda. That is a big performance right there and a necessary round. It's going to get him up to 5 kills, joining the likes of Alexi and Mantu so far. Obo on the other side with 5 to his name.
Just the preserved AK then. Shouldn't be too much for them to do here.
Can really see how like the shift that I can see with EG is maybe there was a few more cooks previously, right? Because Tariq, we know that he's done in-game leading in the past. Whereas now, whenever it's an in-game leader's job, Stan's doing the in-game leader's job, unless it's mid-round where he's doing more lurky boy stuff, right? Or they're doing their defaults and he can be a bit lurky. But he's always buying util, he's always dropping his teammates something.
Ooh, wasn't ready for the angle off Valda. Flashed and losing his teammates as well. Cirque's Glock. Yeah, I think he knew what his fate was sealed there. Just tried to stay dynamic, keep moving. And Obo's Deagle, it's not going to find any full lethal connections. A couple of weapon upgrades found, be it sidearms or primary.
Good bit of damage.
And now we get back into the EG driving seat, or at least get to see how they want to steer this ship. That's badass. Steering a ship with the old wooden, you know, like back in the day, like a pirate ship, Chad. Just imagine that big, like, controlling such a large object with just this little wooden wheel, spinning it around. There wasn't power steering back then as well. I reckon you really had to give it a good spin.
Yeah, I'd say your arms are getting a bit of a workout there. And imagine, you're not so worried about crashing unless you're pulling into port. So that'd be really cool.
That's true, yeah.
But the waves, seasick.
Yeah.
We forgot about that element.
And I wouldn't be cut out for it if they start shouting port and starboard at me. I'd just be, I don't know, I don't even know.
It does sound like, is port the front and starboard? Let's have a Google. Someone let us know.
It's the left and the right side of the boat. Oh, lovely. Mantu's got one, Flames another, and just like that, Evil Geniuses count on Cirque. Keeps it level. That was about to be a round ender. Quickest response, does not let them retreat. That CT aggression comes with a risk, and that is, of course, the response. Alexi has to fall into a more passive setup. Flashed in, Breeze does not choose to push upon.
Okay, well, what this establishes here is actually really good for OG, because now it means they won't be in the onslaught of a full 5-man execute with all the util behind it. It's more of a mid-round now, so it comes down to being a little bit more tight-knit, maybe a little bit more gambly, and look at this risk being taken here by Stan. He's just creeping straight through Monster.
Yeah, and he's gotten a lot now, and he's checked. Valda just doing a late check of Monster. Cirque's got his knife found, not for the first time. Oh, and these deaths, they could all come too easy. EG looking a little lost into round 8. And it posts to 6th.
That was really good. They just forced them straight into B, and then OG completely gambled that it was going to be the B play. So risk taken on both sides there, but paying out for the international squadron. And there's some great shots there from Cirque. Obviously, just damage committed, and with the loss bonus now starting to build, EG are looking at what should be another partial investment here. But this is good to see OG now not struggling on the CT rounds. They're obviously been quite patchy. But the confidence they're building here must be wonderful.
I've seen this before. In fact, Dust 2, they got about 6-7 rounds in CT side in a row, and then EG happened.
I think the thing is for EG right now, with that pace they've been rocking, the slower defaults, there's a lot of room that OG can maybe find some gaps in, like we saw Valda do before. So if they go a little bit quicker on a round like this and only pistols, they're likely to get mince-meated anyway. So it's really quite bleak out there. There's no good option on a map like Overpass, unfortunately. Have to hope that these Deagles are able to hit a couple of big shots. Re-spammed on down to 41. That nade a little bit too deep, but softens him to 16. The molly as well.
You cannot play close pipe. Ooh, they can, and they do. Not going to be burning on the surf. Breeze, brave. And so is Valda. To keep peeking into these Deagles, like, I don't know, you've got to have some conviction behind your own aim. I don't fancy that fight. He does, and it's Flames that actually best them both. Dunks and finishes off the job that Valda had started onto them.
It is looking a lot more fighty from OG right now, right? They're happy to take these duels. They're happy to get stuck in. Just a complete change up from map number 1.
They're clearing him. He doesn't look ready. He's not. And now a missed shot. This could be 2. Whew, Mantu saves the round potentially there. Stan as well falling to Alexi. Does lock it in. And that's Mr. Cirque out as well.
I'm sure we're about to see an AWP here. 6.75 for Cirque, so plenty of cash for that. He has just equipped it. And the rest will be getting the AKs in, but a lot of work to be done from EG to level the field in as far as the cash goes. You can see Nico up to 8.5, Valda 7.5, Alexi B just under that 10k mark. So things are going quite well for OG now. Will be a couple of rounds necessary to start breaking that bank. And this is looking like Bit more of a B indication here. Smoke's being lined up fast from the rifles of EG.
And they're in, straight in. This is the change of pace you demanded. Already blood drawn, Stan looking like a man on a mission. He's been silenced, but it's looking good. The evil geniuses thrive. Obo adds another, it's only Flames. And he has managed to make it competitive. The bomb went down, and now a duel between Cirque and Flames. The smoke enables an advance. Trying to fake the jump up. Will Cirque fall for it? Dancing around the pillar. Flame spots the legs. Cirque quick as lightning. Straight on that shot. You only saw like his boots. You saw his drip. Bought them for resale. Classic T boot. $500.
That'll be the next thing. We got gloves, next thing boots.
Yeah.
The one thing you can't see if you look down is your feet in this game. So just a style on the haters. And yeah, Flames a little bit unfortunate here. Let's see how quick that really was.
So fast. Boom. 7, dude. OG, here we go. They're up against it all. EG's even got Cirque on this AWP. We know he's quick. Will EG be able to get a consecutive T round? That's been that's eluded them this entire half. Stringing 2 together, break the back of the CTs. It's certainly a couple of them are down to Peanuts and Pocket Lint. 350 for Flames and Man2 respectively. 550 on Flames. Another different setup, and Flames is going to get a lot of answers here.
Yeah, this is a lot of info. Look how passive Stan is right now. If Flames stays in limbo here, it is an awkward position to hold. It is likely to catch EG off, and now Volder's here. They will continue to push, so they keep their heads down. That crouch key hit, they can hide from the vision of Stan, who's coming back with the bomb now.
Oh, and Flames is ready. So ready. Stan cannot lose that bomb. Obo's got a lot to do as well. But the fact he's taken down Valder, now Flames does have to retreat. Dropping his smoke. He's very inspired play from Flames. He switched on. That's reactionary. That's all mid-rounding. He's managed to get himself out of trouble and keep the advantage that OG was so close to losing. The equalizer could have come with Flames there. Instead, they maintain a man advantage. They're all healthy. Obo posted up on this A site. So if Man2 gets jumpy for info, he doesn't have to with his AWP trained on long.
OG struggled with rounds like this on Dust too.
Oh, and Man2's been waiting for exactly that. Both of them walking in one by one.
Dealt with easily.
Looking rough.
Oof, okay. Well, looks like Obo wants to retain this AWP here. Makes sense. He's just holding the line to see if anybody wants to step out of toe. Not going to be the case. And yeah, it feels like lacking a little bit right here. EG's fast round looked very good because it was trade heavy. It was a bit more brawly. Slowing down, working in their favor. 8-3 and OG. I want to get excited. I want to say it's looking good, but hard to really tell how this one's going to fall. Timeout, second call for EG.
This was their pick as well. Time to justify it. Don't forget, they picked up the OG map pick. Admittedly, OG losing their map pick has become somewhat of it was an initial trend at least. The argument was that was as they were finding their map pool, and with 2 new players, I imagine again, that process is being undertaken to some extent. Perhaps Overpass is going to be a whole new world for OG if they can maintain form like this.
I know there's been discussions in the past, I've heard other people say it on different forums or podcasts or whatnot about like Alexi B being quite prep heavy. And when you have a team like EG who is difficult to prep for and you're going into your own map choice, you can take in a couple of false bits of information. Whereas here, it's hard to say on what isn't your map choice. You're always going to come out and try and play your game plan, right? You're not too sure where that video is going to go, what EG are going to pick on him with. You always have some inklings. It's just this saved AWP, and Hobo's actually going to be retaining it for now. So we'll see how long he gets to keep that before Cirque takes it out of his hands.
We just saw both teams with real nerdy nades, and actually CT throwing a stack nade to the short pipe there. No one was home, but take note if that shows it in the last 3 rounds of play. Long previously was an open and shut case. All Man2 had to do was click his mouse after waiting for 45 seconds. This time, certainly less of a wait, and an ally in the name of Nico. Had a quiet one, hasn't had too much to do. 4 deaths, 5 kills. He's just been hanging out on this long and quiet part of the map. It's not going to be quiet for much longer here. Do they run boost him or just a little booster?
Oh, big sound cue there. Nico's heard something.
He is just in the off angle if they were to shift. Could be into them. Yo, okay, he actually checked it, but Obo's quick. Now Mantu is getting dinged. Here we go. OG can't let this slip. They can't, and they won't. Nice find. Alexi lines him up as they swing. Battered and bruised, but a 9th regardless. It's only Obo's AWP, and he confirms his location, peeking on it. Not going to convert the first fight. Looking a little lost now here, EG. That was just the hero AWP, saved from the previous, but saved by Alexi. Really did start to get a bit awkward there.
Yeah, maybe some more aggression necessary out of EG. Gun rounds that were fast, or at least the one in recent memory. They found success. It did come down to the wire, that one-on-one that Cirque won. So what's the call here? Looking more like the default spread, but Breeze over towards the B side to assist. Obo down to connector. Cirque and Mihu dealing with this A aggression. Alexi B very, very quick here. Maybe undetected. The Flames might...
Yo, that is a lot of pushing. 1 minute 37, he's killed Playground.
That's going to force the hand here. Cirque's already heading back towards B. It's scramble time now for EG as they're going to get locked on in.
He's straight in. He'll get checked. Valda's ready, and the crossfire is established. 2 bodies already on the ground for EG. This only gets worse. Obo has changed many a mind. He's have to do a whole lot. Valda's so ready, though. He's adding more kills to his tally. Now Cirque dancing around the pillar. Multiple targets. A missed shot is all it takes. 10 for OG on EG's map pick.
Okay.
And the T's, I mean, we talked about it. The fact that they haven't been getting bombs down, the fact that they haven't been able to get any 2 rounds in consecutive fashion. Look at the rush from Alexi. I'm calling that a rush, never mind a push. 1 minute 40, he's already in Playground. Takes the frag at 137. And as you discussed, I mean, that was a round winning. It pushed them all in towards B, and the rest is history. Valda passes his test again. 15 now for him.
Here's the B rush again. Cirque throwing that same smoke as earlier, so they're just going to channel through Monster here quite fast. Molly to barrels, flashes are good. It's only Valda Flames here. Wait, Alexi just got hit too.
Nobo's in. He's got a lot to clear in that smoke. He's looking for targets. Alexi goes wide. Bomb falls through, and so does EG. Oh, they've run out of ideas, Chad. How have they run out of ideas?
Yeah, when you come in, this was their map choice. Maybe just trying to punish. It's Stan trying to make it work with the P250. Gets 2 for his troubles. That's great, but all in all, with the scoreline at 11-3, we might be in for a quick second map. That's the thing, right? This EG team, you heard from Breeze in that interview piece where he basically got into Europe within, what was it, 24 hours before they had to start getting things underway with media and whatnot. It has been a more difficult time to travel, as everybody at home, I'm sure, is aware. And then you look at how long Mihu's been in the team, before that, how long Obo's been in the team, and now the departure of Zeus. So Stan was saying they're trying to do things as they used to, so there's going to be a lot of adjustments there and some approaches. The playbook being a little bit light on as well. That's just the nature of not much time, right? You can only build that with time. But OG really looking for this 12th here. This would be a quick way to forget what happened on map number 1. Just come out with a statement in map number 2. 12-3 in the first. If they're able to close it out quickly in the second, yeah.
That would be a statement. We do talk and often see 11-4 be deceptively dominant. So maybe that 12th is all it takes just to avoid that OG, or rather common Counter-Strike conundrum.
Bit of voodoo, I think, in working with that scoreline.
Yeah. Peeks in. He'll have a chance onto 1, but he's likely to get swung. Tight line, big find. Mantu advances, commits. And the smokes may save him, buying him time to go wider. We've seen this be a problem for EG before. When they concede that opening kill, sometimes it looks like plan B was not quite as ironed out as it needed to be.
Yeah, they just look stifled, don't they?
Yeah.
Caged, they don't have a reaction to fall back on. They're just waiting. So if they continue forward, maybe OG will over-rotate, but they're still looking very fortified on this A site. Mantu, Nico in the site, Alexi B are now in a forward position. This is looking great for the 12th.
Oh, Mantu misses his chance. Alexi does not. Makes good on his promise. Now they're in. Stan, short-lived, found. Valda has pushed to Optimus, and that bomb's going to be contested. Not if Cirque defends. 9 seconds, another frag from Mihu. They actually can do this. They're doing it. Cirque, however, caught out, tries to deny the plant, finds Mihu. Flames is doing it. This is great. Pushing in. Look at him. Stand up. Take the high five. Take your time. Oh, he loves it. Flames, that was spicy.
He's feeling himself now.
He had to contend with two of them. He knew Mihu would have that downtime off the bomb, drawing his weapon. Flames with a 1v2. We'll take that. 12 for OG. Could very well be a short stint on Overpass. Our second map of the series, and OG dominate.
What we learned from the qualifier is that we are like a really solid team, and like previously we've had our different like difficult times against the tier 2-3 teams, so getting through qualifiers as we did is always good for a team that just made changes like we did, so we can see like where we are at like in competition form.
Yeah, I joined EG 3 months ago, and we've gone through we haven't had like a stable team and had time to really play together. But now coming into this boot camp, we're gonna have that, and I think it'll be better integration moving forward, and it'll just get better over time.
Well, this is a cliche, but pistols are really important, especially when you're down 12-3. EG map pick. They did take Dust 2 away from OG. And this is not for elimination, quite the opposite. This is a product of hard work and success. OG and EG are now battling for a spot in the semi-finals of IEM Summer. A lovely bye, and more importantly, Chad, avoiding Gambit, the notorious Gambit. I think neither would like to have their fate decided by a battle with them. And when bye to the semis would get you there. Obo's aggressive. Mantu evades the flash enough to convert. And now, again, I can't believe I'm saying it, EG at the disadvantage after the opening frag.
Yeah, look, the numbers are in that first half. EG only managed 3 opening kills, and they got 3 rounds, right? So OG have been doing fantastically well in finding these openers.
Chad, did you just back up what I said with a stat immediately? That was so cool.
It's crazy. Sometimes the stars align.
Oh my God. 3 for 3. Okay, well, not this time, unfortunately. They have to overcome the odds. Mihu's bullets just not quite hitting the mark, and no one's are. OG sprinting towards the site. Stan and Cirque needing a hero moment. And I'm not even talking like, you know, red cape here. I'm talking sword from the stone, the impossible type hero moment. Something like that to start. And oh my goodness, Cirque is making a strong case here. A 2v5 though, come on now. That was just for fun. The fun stops now. Flames isn't going to get checked. Cirque hasn't checked him. And now Cirque is on for something special. One more bullet could have done it. Flames brought down to 4. If that had just been the head, Cirque does everything in his power to say no to OG's 13th. It's there regardless.
Oof, okay, gave it a crack. Made me a little bit nervy.
Yeah, when I see Chad's back getting straight in my peripheral vision, I know that he's enjoying something he's seeing. Let's see how this one shaped up. So that's the opening kill. That's the loss of one of their very best, and it only got worse from there until Cirque arrived. And this second shot, I mean, the first is lovely, but to be ready for this little headshot angle,
I don't think Nico's super aware of how much of his head was actually showing just there. This is the last chance saloon here from EG. The force buy's in. Scout Deagle's potent mixture, but they have to land these shots, and so far it's been evading them on these entries. Let's see, can Cirque's aggression towards long here change their fate? Multiple players down towards the underpass. Mantu leading the charge with the AK-47, has one in front of him, tapped on up. Obo tickled on down to half.
Come on, Obo, you don't want to be that next death again. Woo!
Okay,
changes his fate, changes his fate. We know EG can convert 4-on-4, and Cirque's advance is met by Galil. OG just always alert for these.
Flames is fantastic, isn't he? You're really seeing him come into his own. Picked up as a bit of a rookie here.
He's got another, I reckon. Oh, not easy with the Galil. His teammates there for him. Alexi will take the kill reward as well.
You might want to get that AK from Mantu's corpse. Nico could probably find his way over there to pick that one up. And, well, all the fragging over on A has forced EG to look for info elsewhere. You can see Mihu and Breeze both going for a little bit of a looky-loo towards T-spawn. And it doesn't appear OG are going to be running back into their hands anytime soon. So rifles have been picked up. Those SMGs left on the floor. And for EG here, if the scoreline wasn't 13-3, maybe they'd consider holding on to these to use it in the second crack for the next round. But right now, they may as well. They really may as well. This is a bleak position to be in here. Hoping that something was left behind. Hoping that anything can be picked on up. Not even get the timing.
Yeah, there's a MAC-10 they've found, but... Oh, no. 2 to the back of the head. Not easy. Breeze does eventually hit it, and the bomb's down ahead, so...
All right, flashes.
Hail Mary through the smoke. Alexi's head expected, and it was presented. 2 flashes on Mihu. There's an AK. Not easy for the afterplant. Nico can hold from Benq, and I think Mihu's well aware that that's what they're probably up to. Oh no, Mihu's shadow is spotted out. He's caught completely off guard, and Breeze is the last victim. Here we go, OG 14. And that last chance saloon is closed for business. EG down to the doldrums now. And Inferno, should we require it, when we require it, is our third map.
That should be a good one. I think both of these teams on Inferno, right, have a bit more depth in terms of their playbook, look a bit more comfy, have some good players in good positions. Alexi gets himself that AK there in the end of the Flames. And let's just see how quick OG can make this one, really. That's what this comes down to with 3 USPs, a P250 and a CZ75. So, yeah, cool. We could pretend that this one might be exciting, but really, it should be swept under the rug as number 15, and OG then just have to make sure they avoid the choke scenario of a full, 12-round comeback required to take us to OT. We've seen some comebacks in our time. Remember that Dust 2 one we were doing late last... Was it this year? When? Okay, I've completely lost track of time.
That was a Virtus Pro comeback, wasn't it?
Yeah, that might have been this year. To be fair, we are in June.
This year.
It doesn't feel like we're in June, the 6th month.
Yeah, I was writing the date today, and I was like, it's 6. That does mean... That marks halfway through the year.
Yeah, it's going quicker and quicker. Rushley, how you doing in there, mate? We haven't checked in with you today.
Yo, what's going on?
Yo, my name's Rushley, what up?
Yo, it's getting scary, boys.
Yeah?
A couple more last chance saloons, I think.
I don't think you get a couple of last chance saloons.
Well...
I think the purpose...
is the last chance.
I just like the saying, last chance saloon. It's very nice,
when you hear us say things, Rush, you go, what are these clowns on about? Because
I
half the
just
time
repeat
I
a
don't know
lot
what...
to MC. Every now and then, I sync up perfectly with you guys.
Okay.
Like when Alex said last chance saloon, I just said it. MC went crazy, you can't believe it.
Oh, wow. Well, it's sad we don't get to hear MC as well. We could have like everybody on the mic. Bastion chiming in.
It would be nice. Yo, check this out. Watch this. See this? Look at that. Nice. All right, take it away, boys.
Rush, we got
Obo's
many...
got it.
No, it's all right. This round, there's nothing happening. This one's done. This is a formality.
Right.
You got any reviews on the window workshoppers?
What do you mean?
Well, has anyone tweeted you and said, hey, Rush, that was really nice content. I
Yeah,
want
a
to see
few
more?
people.
Or?
They went out on the socials. If people
Okay.
don't know, we have this window workshoppers thing where Chad and I look at some stuff on the workshop.
That's the one.
Well done.
And there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah.
And we play them and we talk about them and give them a little bumps out of 5. Knife? Oh.
Maybe in the future, if it gets a little bit more popular, Rush, we can look into having a server hosted with the maps on for people to maybe play on at home.
I would like that. It'd be cool.
All right, well, we'll see what we could do. We'll see what strings we can pull.
Last chance saloon here. Let's go.
That was Rush Lee. Anyway, it's the last chance saloon for EG. Oh, I've just ruined it. I don't think I can ever say it again.
Thanks, Rush.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it was something that me and Lauren were saying 10 years ago, so perhaps it is time to retire it.
We haven't been doing it for a while then, but it's 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I was casting when I was 16. That was 11 years ago.
The time machine. Can we go back and talk to our former selves?
We were talking as well, and we realised just how we really shouldn't be put in next to each other in casting, because we're not original, we're just the same person. we do the same thing. We've worked together for so long, we just became a caricature of each other.
Yeah, but it's infectious, the two of you.
Yeah.
I think the rapport that you guys have, that's the thing that people love, is just the way you bounce off of each other. And you can, obviously, the silliness, it shows that you're genuinely friends.
Yeah, but then she says malleable, I say malleable.
Okay.
We realise we are just two of the same. And this is the big round, of course. It's moved back into the Counter-Strike. Fortunately, they've been very respectful of our tangent. They've gone for the full default spread here, and I understand why. This is OG's chance to just finish it cleanly. I think playing not to lose, as we saw on Dust 2, it's not going to be a component of at least a couple of these rounds.
Yeah, it really turned the screws here if they convert. And I'm sure, Alex, at home there's an EG fan sitting on the edge of their seat thinking, why are these guys talking about this stuff when my team...
Don't they realise they're doing it?
They're not doing it. And you're about to see why. Flames, 22 kills. What an animal.
He's comfortable, isn't he?
Look at all this territory they've grabbed as well here, OG. They forced a rotation out of the geniuses. They've got 3 players over towards A. Me, who's in a forward position here, being escorted by Cirque. So a miss from either could be their demise. Alexi's about to peek this position, and Cirque's just dipped on out.
Oh, that's a horrible death for me, who Cirque might be able to justify it if he didn't miss. Falling apart at the seams, a shadow advantage. Cirque looks away, now swung on. Nico takes him down. It's all cooked.
10 seconds, though. Maybe
the bomb. It's not going to make it in. Nice find. It's Obo to save the day. Flames too late. Way too late. Oh. Put another 10 seconds on the clock. He could have done something with that. But yeah, you're right. The clock, I kind of lost track of it. They did take so long in their default by the time the contact came. Destabilized enough by Obo. Okay, EG. Up against it, of course, but I'm just looking at the OG buy.
I feel like they should buy. And the reason I think they should buy is because there was only a few members left for EG at the tail end of this round, right? So yeah, we can see the rebuy, but there's also a Famis in the mix, light on util for Obo. They don't all have mollies, they don't all have all the goodies they require, and it isn't a full force buy out of OG. It will just be the AK to Volda.
2 of them are at spawn still.
Yeah, I guess this is a late discussion. Look, it makes a lot of sense as well to take the more conservative approach here. You've got a big buffer of rounds. Why do we rush it? Let's not let it get away from us. But there's always 2 trains of thought on this. The other is, if we do buy up, we could break them here. And not just break them financially, just the game. So there is a chance for things to start to get out of control and EG to work on a buffer, get their confidence going, start to really get the pace for the game. It's going to be a B finish once more, and through Monster they go.
I mean, there's grounds for this to work, right? The fact that the setup right now reads 3-2. Now, Obo was great. Breeze only a FAMAS. But the AUG is a powerful weapon, especially at this kind of graffiti long range. Those headshots come easy.
There's no nades, though. If they get overrun...
Well, precisely. My point, I didn't get to finish it, was that if that bomb goes down and those D connect enough to make space for a plant, Valda could certainly defend that plant. This armored AK-47. Me, who looks like he's starting to maneuver back. Breeze and Obo will have assistance. And this is what they were looking for. Breeze. Oh, wow. Even a dink into Valda, trying to finish the job. A bit overextended, but it seems like the weapon from Valda fills the feed for just once. And EG will make it 5. AKs indeed is a little treat for Mihu.
They found themselves in that situation again, OG. Right, they went for a partial investment there, and they have to go for a partial investment again.
They do. We've seen this on Dust too. But they didn't have 15 last time.
Yeah, I'd love to hear Kassad's view on this when they get to the desk. If he can discuss maybe, obviously there's no perfect call, right? There's definitely no, but just to hear the logic on that, because I could be completely out of line here.
But I thought, okay, so and I'm even more out of the loop than you are. But I thought the conversation was summarized briefly as much less double ecos. And we've seen OG, one of the few teams that do have a habit of falling into this double eco. Admittedly, when you have an advantage such as this, it's harder to point fingers.
It just almost feels like 2 freebie-ish rounds, right? So the scoreline at the end of this one will read 15-6.
Or is that just, you know, hindsight, Captain Hindsight slapping us because we've seen OG's half-buys not work at all?
Sure.
You know, we see some teams, Deagles and Kevlar, and a support AK, and it works swimmingly.
Yeah. I think it obviously depends on the reason that this is the problem is because we knew that they were going to have to take either a save or another partial in the next, right? If it was you have enough where 3 players can get out AKs or Galils or you can drop some stuff across and then you choose not to do that, what you're almost playing for there is perfect CS. And it's one of the traps that I used to fall into as an in-game leader was, all right, well, to win this round, everybody needs to have all their nades, all their rifles, all their guns, or we're not going to win, right? Because how are we going to defend? Well, you defend by having different setups, by going for different plays, using the clock to your advantage. The game has become so much more evolved that the old caveman thinking like I had, where all goodies for everybody is good, is not the only way of thinking anymore.
Breeze will eat that flash. Oh, and Valda converts before the vision's restored. One more of those. Barrels to be checked. He's not looking. Oh, and Obo's the one to find it. Comfortable in his solo site defense. And look close, but not close enough. So, Evil Geniuses, they've dealt with 3 attempts here on map point for OG to take us to 3. Now, after that double soft round, we're going to be getting all of the Kalashnikovs and even an AWP 4-man too.
In this hard round.
Much harder.
All right, let's see. What are OG going to look at doing here? Will it just be a default spread, or do they have something planned out the gate? We can see Nico heading over to babysit the backyard of the B bomb site. Valda down to connector. The trio of Alexi, Flames, and Mantu as the entry pack over towards A. Alexi naded on down to 34. He's been softened up with that bomb on his back. Unconfirmed damages. Stan and Cirque have no idea if it connected.
Look at that tiny slither gap he's peeking toilets with.
Oh, and this is a lot of pressure.
Nico, he's just got a one-on-one and he wins it by a gnat's wing. Damn, dinked as well. Over to long. OG, 4 frags away. Stanislav does seem to be pulling the plug on long contention. He's actually going to use that smoke to great success to sneak all the way back to site. Cirque's guarding the hunt.
Can still fall apart for OG, you know.
Easily.
Nico's low, Alexi's low. It's a 2-2 spread. Still decent nades. Kits are in play. Cirque hits this. It's looking very likely to be an A finish here. 3 smokes, a couple of flashes, no mollies. So, EG, they're not in the worst of positions here, you know.
Cirque, he's going back towards long. Molly might force Alexi into the site, and it has. He's straight in, he takes the fight, and it's all OG. The defense rattled, and the round likely won. The map too. Valda wants to finish it here. Wow, brings the fight to Nico and Obo. Excuse me. And only Mihu. Poor soul. The impossible handed to him on a silver platter. And it slips through his fingers as he advances.
He's out of time.
So Inferno is the map we require. We'll be seeing it shortly. OG return fire, taking EG's pick away from them. And this battle for an avoidance of Gambit and a semi-final spot continues and wages on after the analyst desk. We'll be right back with the breakdown.
Man, let's go sort of.
Sort of? Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
It's laser. High ground, Valde.
Yeah.
High ground. Fuck.
Oh, okay. I insta-died, bro.
Yeah, but they hear what I'm saying because they hear what I'm saying to you because they've been dead as well because they're fucking stupid.
You didn't die, I thought you died, bro.
No, I'm immortal.
Imagine, right?
He's... Bro, on the right, Nico.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do any damage from here, Mante.
Bro, I'm gonna die to this thing.
Nico, Valde, what the f... Oh, this guy, a lot of sounds on, holy shit. This Manto guy, a lot of sounds.
Oh, bro!
Oh my god.
How do you spawn so close?
Cross to me, cross here, cross flames.
Behind you.
Can you use knives on this?
Okay.
No, don't go. Oh, high ground. Right? No?
Oh, I dinged you twice.
Oh, they killed me, man.
High ground, high ground.
Bro, they're like shoulder picking, crouch, basing, fucking all the CS book, man. In the middle. Oh, Manto is low.
Oh,
minus 78, minus 78. He's lower than you. He's lower than you, Manto. You got it, baby. You got it, baby.
I'm pretty sure I'm taller than Mante.
Yeah. On the left. Yes, man. Let's go, man.
HP, 1 HP, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Down to the right. Oh,
Ow.
I think... Bro, die! What?
Bro, it's 15 in.
What the fuck? How did?
No,
man. You come behind us. Served. Oh, high ground. No?
Bro, the train.
Shotgun is really bad. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
what?
bad.
Wait, how did you die,
What happened to Mante?
No!
No! They're low!
He's on the right. He's think.
I need to reload.
You can reload and shoot. No, no, no! Bro!
He's not, bro.
Bro, I'm getting fucked!
Oh, this. Oh, he's
I hit last guy.
Huh?
I hit him 40.
Yeah.
35.
Okay, let's come back.
Guys, resistance. You need to turn on your monitor. Bro, what? He's 1 HP. Nico, 1 HP.
He's not.
1 HP.
He's not.
Bro, he is 1 HP.
He's not. Actually, he's not.
He's not actually.
1 HP.
Can you stop camp so much?
Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls, and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to Inferno after OG got revenge on EG's map pick of Overpass. And we got to see a masterclass from Mantu in particular on the AWP on the A side. Clearly, the bootcamp environment is paying off for OG. Meanwhile, EG looked vulnerable on their T side. On Dust 2, they could make it up as they went along thanks to the strength of Me2's performance. But Dust 2 is a very different map, Kassad.
Yeah. I mean, you said vulnerable T side. I said what T side?
That is mean.
Like, the thing is like that's not mean. You know, the thing is if you pick a map,
It's the truth.
If you pick a map, you know, like Overpass, you go into it like prepared, right? You give it multiple defaults, like opening moves, everything, you know, flowing. The flow of the map is important on Dust 2 on T side. I didn't see any of that. That's the thing. That was the biggest problem. I didn't see the basics were not executed properly. Flashes, padding, spacing, execution, last part of it, everything was like kind of off. On the other side, like OG didn't play anything like great in terms of like setups, pushes, you know, reads, anything crazy. It was just about very poor executed T side of EG.
I think Valde had a couple of these moves, you know, a couple of sneaky. We had the ace
that's
in
just
the door.
individual.
That was individual, but he found a weakness. If we just go down the list of the basic elements of Counter-Strike, EG won the pistol round, they got reset instantly, 3-1. They lost the other pistol round. They never put 2 rounds together back-to-back. They always won only isolated rounds. And in terms of opening kill, they only found 6 on the entirety of the game. So there is not real magic in here. I agree with you. I think their executes were a little bit lackluster. I think for EG, it was too easy to stop them, and we have to come in Mento on the A side and Flames, because again, we find his flare in the clutches. So if you're EG, I was personally surprised by the overpass pick. I thought it could be a decent handshake third map. I thought they would go for Inferno, which is why I'm not gonna just throw them out the boat right now. But that was not enough for a map pick, or rather for a map that you pick into a series.
Yeah, and I mean, we need to speak about OG as well, right? They made a statement here by showing like, all right, we lost how we was at Fiasco, that's too, whatever, right? It's in the past, we finished that. And they started off really strong on the CT side, 12-3. They won the pistol, I mean, always important, and they just finished it up afterwards. Nothing too crazy to talk about it there, you know?
Yeah, I wonder if the pick from EG was because they beat Spirit on it really convincingly on their T side, actually, on the first day of play.
Yeah,
so perhaps they thought that they could carry that on. That was, yeah, that was the thing. The jury was out kind of, for me personally, was out on that match because Spirit did underperform, but I felt like we saw a lot of potential from EG. So the fact that they made it through the group winners match didn't seem to be as big of a surprise as it might have been, say, if this was a couple of weeks ago, for example. But we should definitely talk about Man2 and Flamesy. We just saw some of their highlights there. One of the issues we saw in the past with OG was you would have players who could turn up on one map and then disappear on the next. And maybe that was partly to do with environment, for example, Issa and the ping issues that he was facing, unfortunately, last year. But in Man2 and Flames now, as a double act, even when they're obviously not playing as a classic duo, they are showing up individually and consistently. Maniac.
At least so far in the tournament, for sure. And you are doing a parallel with Spirit. I see it here. An interesting discussion. On one hand, you had Dexter trying to be super aggressive, being punished. I think Man2 is quite clever in the way he tries to make the difference. He is not too all-in-ish in his moves. He's more like reactive, and he knows, he smelt the opportunities. He had a couple of movements in the bathroom banana area where he went and then he punished EG, who were then lackluster with their utility. And for Flames, I said it in the pre-show, I think he's a very, very good pickup. I think he's a diamond in the rough. We had that 1v2 clutch we talked about in the green room, Casal, where he rushes straight up for the planter. He knows that this guy is basically incapacitated for like 2 seconds, and then he turns around. That you cannot really teach to someone.
That's
I think there's an element of
sense, yeah.
you know, feeling the game.
That's an excellent game sense there. He felt the situation properly and then he executed it. You know, he finished the round. Props to him. What I want to say is as well that the whole OG team went into this overpass like fully confident. You know, there is no, and especially like that's hard because Flames is a young player. You know. And he's like, he just came in and then they lost the map like that. And maybe you would expect him to be like down on himself, but no.
Kassad, Chad and Alex did have a question for you. They mentioned in the cast. They were wondering what your thoughts were on that partial by OG during their first, well, at the start of their first map point, because that kind of led to another freebie round to EG when it went wrong. So what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it's 15-3, right?
Correct.
You know, and then you lose the first gun round, whatever it was, right? It's 15-4. At that point, you have two options, right? I want to go for a full buy. I feel good. I want to, you know, finish this in a 16-4. Don't even write the GG. Maybe write easy and just leave the server.
BM.
You know, it's just a full-on, you know, stomp, so their confidence goes down as possible, right? That's like one approach. So the second one would be like, okay, I'm gonna play it safe. It's 15-4. I can afford a couple of eco rounds and just go into my strength kind of thing. You know, I have my set piece. I have my default that's working for me in practice. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I did my homework on overpass. I know how the rotations work. I'm gonna call what I said. I'm gonna go in the first gun round or second or third and just go with that. They went for the first thing, I think. Didn't work, but I think it's still a good approach.
I think it's also because, like you said, the margin was so huge, right? I think if it'd been 12-8 or 30-7, they would have been differently because there was the shadow of Dust 2 as well in the back. Like, you know, you've just dropped a massive lead on the first map. But when it's 15-3, that's the best time to play Counter-Strike. You just have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Well, the best time to play Counter-Strike, boys, is actually in a few minutes because, unfortunately, I've had to cut things short because we're heading to Inferno. So stick around because after this map, we're going to know who has won themselves a spot in the semi-final next weekend.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
Welcome to Window Workshoppers. We're going to be taking a quick look at some of the workshop maps that are at your disposal. Today I'm joined by Rushly12345 Rush, what are we looking at?
So this is AIM Rogue. We've played a lot of this. It's a pretty fun little AIM map. It's 1v1, procedurally generated, so each time it's a different map, and we had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah, you can see there in that little lobby, you can pick your loadout, armor, there's all these kind of funky grenades. You're about to see one of my favorite ones very soon, but basically in this little arena 1v1 that we were doing, it gets a bit cheeky, it gets a bit heated, I might say.
Yeah, we definitely shout at each other a lot. There's a lot of feelings hurt, especially on my side, because you are a better player than me, so when I do win, I do give it some though, and I can tell you get real mad.
To be fair, I was playing with 80 ping when we recorded this, so you did have, this was on your own server as well. So this type of behavior here with my wall hacky grenade, this has to happen or I'm just gonna get absolutely flatline, mate. So I'm sorry that you get upset about it, but it makes life easy.
80 ping, you're a former pro. You have to use these little cheese things. I don't even have a bind for that as well.
You want to see cheese?
Thing.
Look at this. This is cheese. I have to no-clip in the maps before you do because you're going to pummel me with it.
All right, what do you give it, Chad? Out of 5 bumps, what do you give it?
For fun, 5 out of 5 bumps.
Excellent. The second map we're going to look at, Chad, is Aztec. This is created by Henge. It's a remake of Aztec using the ancient skins, and we like ancient, don't we, Chad?
Yeah, ancient's a good map, but what caught your eye about this one, Rushley?
Well, Aztec, a lot of people like Aztec and say it should be in the game. I don't actually agree. By the way, look at this. They even recreated the little helicopter here, Chad. That's pretty cool.
Okay, helicopter sequence, not bad. Do you think this is going to get any playtime? What are you envisioning this as? Just a bit of fun with some mates?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's never not going to be going anywhere like serious or anything like that. It's just going to be some friends screwing around. But it was pretty cool. I did a little run around here. They did a very good job with the texture, so Henge, +1 from me, honestly. But Chad used to play this professionally. Here's a smoke for you.
Hold up a second. I never used to play it professionally. It used to be played professionally. I remember 23 at WCG against MIBR, Kogu and Co, and they got destroyed. But that's like in 2004, so that's for boomers only.
All right, whatever. What do we give this 1 out of 5?
Well, I haven't run around on it. Can you do the rating?
I give it a 4. It looks really nice.
All right. All right, up next is Orplitsky, and this one is very close to my heart. Something I played a lot in my younger years in public service, and as you can see here, it's just absolute madness. The CTs, they get thrown on out with AWPs, and the Ts are ejected, Rush, as we can see here. We got people from the community come play with us, right?
Yeah, you hosted this server, so thank you for that. It was actually a lot of fun. I'm a movement guy, so I actually really enjoyed it. Some of it was kind of broken, but overall, I had a really good time with it.
It could use a couple tweaks, right? One of the things we see is like as you get thrown out, all you have is a knife. There's like some nades and Zeus's in the bushes, some smoke. So we had some strategy going, but it's super imbalanced. If the Ts do win, it's a massive feat.
Yeah, and also there's like a lot of little things dotted around the map, like a Zeus, you know, there's some nades. I know, Chad, you were loving the nades, trying to do some lineups, as you always seem to do in these kind of things, but it was really fun. I got stopped a lot by my teammates just like that, so I had a great time, though. This was some good fun. We played it for like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, this one's just about nonsense, right? And this one, in terms of a bump rating and how high it's going to be, this one gets the bloody gold standard, I think 5 out of 5 bumps.
Oh, lordy.
Intel Extreme Masters Summer is brought to you by Intel, Acer Predator, 1xBet, and DHL.
Inferno to separate them. OG and EG vying for a spot in the semis of IEM Summer. It's been a wild ride these last few days of group stages. A lot of unlikely candidates battling for these semis and quarters respectively. Well, 1-1, it was unlikely as well to see Dust 2 be taken by EG. We've just seen Overpass, we've just seen OG's response, and they certainly did not look like slouches. This addition of firepower, Nico, alongside Flames. Flames are top of the scoreboard performance on Overpass as well, so he's looking hot. And we start with OG on the CT, and it does look like OG have besotted the 1xbet odds a little. EG on the T, starting off with a lot of util as well. We're going to be seeing 2 smokes in play. Nico, you cheeky beaver, he's gone and got some info for free.
Huge amounts here, and straight up mid they go towards that arch side. There's a gap in the rotation here. EG should be able to punish this if they are quick,
Look at them go! Look at them go! They're so fast into the site. This is a lot for Nico to contend with. Alexi's miles away, Valda too. Nico still hasn't found a head. It's Mantu, though, that keeps him safe. And Alexi arrives just in the nick of time. Mihu lost his entire team. He's got everyone pushing from every angle. A little goosh. Not much of a consolation prize. The double peak, good shots. And that's the end of that. OG, solid defense, and it was Mantu. Where were those bullets coming from?
He was up in apartments, so he was bodyguarding Nico as well as dealing with the push coming through behind him there. So well handled, and you can see the idea there from OG. It's becoming almost a tradition now where the CTs either just go for a barrel down mid and biff, so they would have had all their members there to fight, or when they go for that info peek across boiler, you're able to get a pretty good idea if it's going to be a heavy B lean or not. So OG, they recover the situation. Well, they don't recover, they destroy the situation. And underway we go with round number 2, the force buy from EG out and about. The aggressive banana push from Flames, and he's just been railed. Clothesline by Breeze, the trade's there, but the B bomb site kind of open for business. Valda's had to rotate back on over here very quick.
Now this is what we're talking about. Valda, he's going to get sprayed if he's not careful. He's jumping over the smoke. They know where he is.
Risky boy. Oh dear, and guess what? Nico's under pressure towards that A side as well. Stand on his lonesome, putting a lot of pressure through that apartments position. Will keep Mantu and Nico busy, and they're actually out hunting. How far can Stand have gotten? This push is amazing. If Valda just stays alive right here and they start setting up this banana execute, they've got 3 smokes. They might just go for the traditional CT and coffins. The push from Mantu coming. Nico's going to be there soon as well. Valda will have to defend. Oh, it's going to be too late. It will just be Valda.
Valda's got no nades, so FAMAS up against Tech 9s and MP9s. He's opted for pool, and it makes sense. Chances are he'll catch one jumping up, and that's exactly what he gets. 2, in fact. Valda's done a lot more than you could have ever asked. He does them all. Just Obo running into Nico's SMG for an extra 600 bucks in his pocket. OG, they deal with it. Nicely handled after losing that early frag.
Yeah, and this could be crazy here. OG likely to convert this third. It will just be some light upgrades here. But look at Valda, just allowing the sound cues to tell him when he needs to pivot. You can see by playing that pole, if he moves at all, he will be exposed. So that line that he had to hold was the only way that he could stay undetected. And that's very frustrating for EG because that started quite well.
It really did. And now they just have to stomach a full eco.
They have triple nades. Are they going to lob them out early here? So no one's going to be feeling the brunt of that. Sandbags, nobody home. Alexi and Flames back passive sight. And now Valda, he's hungry for some more. Straight down mid. They spam. They get their own nades out here for some damage. And Breeze will tuck his head away in time. Feel that we might have another OG shellacking on the agenda here.
It's a very early call.
Yeah, can be momentum shifts in games, and look, I think that EG definitely have firepower. Obo said it himself that the team really hasn't had a lot of time together due to all the changes that they've been experiencing. And it wouldn't surprise me just to see OG getting fired up from that dust to loss. We saw it converted in overpass, and now Nico appears to, on the cams, be getting louder and louder. So they could run with that.
Oh, yow. He's getting run down, and Valda just padding the stats here. Another multi-kill for him. M4's fallen into enemy hands, but unfortunately those enemy hands are made of paper. Not sure how far they're going to get in terms of a sight or a pull of the trigger.
Maybe even want to throw that M4 away. They're going to give this one a go. I just say trying to deny the investment here, but
makes sense.
That's it. They'll be able to pick that one back up. And things looking pretty good for OG here. Do salvage that M4 in the final seconds of the rounds, and that environment where the T's are going and clearly baiting utility like that, what could we name that? Like cat and mouse? It has to be, because we're just a term to be able to embody it instead of me going, okay, ladies and gentlemen, you will see them now for a minute, going back and forth, baiting out that util.
Well, it's a financially driven decision, isn't it? It's perhaps something to do with that.
Okay. The penny pinchers?
Yeah. It's not necessarily fun to watch, but a necessary component of the game.
Seen that deep mid smoke come out here from OG? Okay.
Ooh, Valda, the beast of the first 3 rounds, has been humbled.
Aggressive maneuver, really netting them nothing here. A little bit of damage done to Obo, and Mihu. And hard for OG to really claw back some territory. Luckily, Mantu has the big green, and we can see with the X-ray right there, he is posted up towards that short side. So he can retain the top mid control. And this is very important right now. If they'd given this up and top banana with the passive stance of Alexi and Flames, could be a difficult round here for OG. Starting to limp out some of their U2. Actually thrust forward, Alex. This is going to get dicey.
They come in, actually catching the nade, and they just strafe straight in. Mihu does well to get his weapon out. Never mind, find Flames. And Alexi's solo on B. Now, the fact that the bomb's not committing is a good sign for Alexi, as he's actually dumped some util for a weapon upgrade. Has a smoke grenade as well, so dropping that's mission accomplished for Obo and Cirque.
Mantu took his eyes off middle as well here, so the map is in question right now, and it looks like Alexi's actually gambling back over towards this A bomb site. It's going to be the wrong call. Breeze has just entered banana stand, has just left middle, and it is going to be the B finish. Flash is coming through. Sound cues are going to give this one up, and Alexi seeing if he can get there in time. Might just be the save.
Yeah, unless on that spray he finds 2. I think it might have to be.
Oh. Bit ticklish there, Stan. Down to 20, and yeah, that's the round. So we'll call this 3-1. Isn't it such a contrast, right? When you have the newer maps in the pool, or the newest map in the pool like Ancient, and you just see how these rounds can be so chaotic, that people getting caught off guard. When you get to a map like this, or the Mirage, or the well-refined maps, every corner's a jiggle peak. Everybody knows every single set piece of utility. The way it used to be many years ago was certain players knew certain nades, but not everybody knew everything. And now with the amount that is required of these players, the database of information, the protocols, the utility, and just staying focused on that crosshair, it's so well refined. And I think we're getting the product of that, especially with the approach from all of these teams, how good the util usage is, how quick everybody is able to react almost individually without the in-game leader holding their hands and pushing and poking them around.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest separating factors in Counter-Strike is you've all got the same tools in the toolbox, but how well can you use them? And then, as years have passed, we've got to see just how well those tools can be used. You can pull a whole rotate with the well-timed and well-placed smoke grenade, and people now know where those smokes and how to place those smokes from wherever they desire. It's led us to a very interesting part of Counter-Strike now, where, yeah, it is the chess analogy becomes more and more appropriate.
Yeah, and this online era as well, I think it's really just turned the heat up because everybody has been grinding so much harder in the playing field, leveled in the sense that everybody has been primarily from their bedrooms. So Counter-Strike has come a long way in a short amount of time. And as we look into round number 5, it is much of a muchness. The default spread, mitigating risk, name of the game for EG early. Information, high on the list, and every little piece of util that gets relayed back to Stan, he can start piecing this puzzle together of where he wants the team to finish. 3 players in banana, and it's quite the deadly squad of Obo, Mihu, and Cirque. Util not looking too shabby here for another set piece. They could even go for a double pump affair if they'd like, but Obo, they're just going to send him in as that blunt object. That one's going to sting, actually. That's going to take us to about 20 seconds as that smoke starts to fade. So are EG going to creep on in, try the nutmeg approach? Mantu's rotating on over now. He should get there in time. This will be heard. Breeze will hear the rotation through Speedway.
Here comes the commitment. Alexi, bit late on the incendiary. They're across to pool. Flames punishes. That's big. And so's Obo's trade back. He has to swing from the Flames. Alexi bails himself out of trouble. Surviving integral. He's gone down. Mantu did rotate in time. He smoked for now, but if he could just deny the plant at 10 seconds. 8. Now the bomb's going in. The stray shot just over the shoulder. Cirque defends. And Valda offends. Takes down Cirque. It's Mihu who shuts it down. And now Valda to come up clutch. Already another frag. Mihu's gone. Stan, this man on the site. Tucking into oranges. A health advantage for Stan. Oh, and just hanging out ready for the clear. Big clutch from Stanislaw. EG, they take B. Despite Alexi B's best efforts.
That was huge from Cirque. Just with the tracer fire, just shooting one bullet and taking out Mantu there. That is round defining. This one right here, I think we're going to catch it in a moment. Here you go. So you get the tracer fire coming through. He's defending his boy. Oh my God, it was first bullet too.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And Stander sitting in that off angle as he clears. Good to see some expression on Obo's face.
Little cheer.
Just a small cheer, yeah, a half-hearted fist pump.
Well, they know they're still up against it here. OG have invested once more. M4's, MP9's, Deagle, Util is there as well. It's a three-man B lead and they're through.
Yeah, Obo completely blinded and they spray into that smoke. Everyone does. Flames is lucky to get away. Wooly? Bang. Damn. From 17 to 10. Just a little shrapnel in his ankle. They're up mid.
Is Breeze going to consider pushing Arch? Because they know it was a heavy B lean. Oh, EG. They are being very careful.
Stands all the way up in apartments. Oh, perfect crouch. Over the headshot angle, and so Nico completely unawares. His teammate couldn't give him the info. The power of a crouch key. Mantu with only one. And EG again taking this advantage by the skin of their teeth.
Oh, rough spot here for Flames. Obviously considering it, but 10 HP. The M4 upgrade, going to seem much tidier going into the next round of play. And just like that, EG tie things up 3-3. So let's dispel any of that blowout conversation I was having only a few rounds ago. EG not here to roll over without a fight. And once again, semi-final and avoiding Gambit.
Yeah, maybe that's a team talk everyone had coming into the third map. It's like, guys, just so you know, I mean, yes, you're in playoffs, but do you want to stay there?
You seen what Axel's been doing lately?
Yeah.
It's probably not something you want to be looking towards by any means. He's just been monstrous here. Actually, just taking a look at the stats for the event so far, we'll get him a little bit later today. He's only played 3 maps, but Zowie, of course, topping the chart. Simple not here to contest in that regard.
That is our second game of the day, isn't it, Chad?
Yeah.
We get G2 Vitality.
We won't get Ancient.
No.
Unless Vitality have been fooling us, but because their ban before was Train, it's likely that it will just stick with Ancient in its place, which, yeah.
So no Zowie Ancient games yet?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think if Vitality continue to struggle, like let's say they came last in this event, then maybe they might consider going forward when they get a bit of time off. But in the middle of the season like this, hard to know what to prioritize. Interesting little purchases here. Swag 7 for Valda. That is going to need the stars to align to get the most out of that. Alexi with the P2. Oh, never mind. Alexi almost dead.
Through the flame as a nade slows you down in it. That's horrible.
Peace.
Yeah, and he's fully blinded. It's good bait for Flames. The only weapon in play. And this kid keeps delivering for OG in a capacity we were not ready for. Certainly not when Issa and MBK were in this roster. That double kill catching and maybe making a round out of this. Breeze pushing in. Wow, what a reaction onto Nico. And maybe Mantu can catch at least one. Tucked in now, and EG are on life support. Even a fresh magazine, he's taken the time to do it. Stan's head is visible. Mantu's being swung on, he's just unprepared. And despite that low HP on Cirque, he will be able to get the bomb down. Flames, can you really be the full hero package? Oh, maybe you can. Takes down Stan.
2 HP.
It's only 2 for Cirque, and he takes the fight. Flames making a name for himself tonight on the server. EG dismantled by the new addition.
What a brawler this kid is.
Yeah, right. Left and a right. Good night.
This opener is great. The first one, yeah. The second one, just ready to pivot. Headshot straight onto Obo. Gap in the smoke, gives him the chance. Imagine if he copped the 6 damage there on the jump. That is huge. Love to see that.
That was what Nico was saying.
Didn't realize his voice was that high pitched.
He started scatting. Boom.
All right, well, EG put on notice here, and that was just the one save rifle. You bang on. Wow, what a round to snatch back.
OG can't believe their luck. This should just be Armored Tech 9s running into a spray. Let's see if EG can change the dialogue. Nice nade, could find targets. They evade almost all of it, and in fact completely leave that top banana half-wall smoke. Just jumping to maintain information around it, but into the A setup, and it's a very well-geared A setup. Mantu in his hold of middle, partnered with Valda.
I'm very excited for when we do get to Cologne, Alex, and we get all our new little toys on the HUD that we've been getting a little bit of a look in recently.
Yeah, there's some nice, neat, new, fancy new
upgrades.
HUD elements. And Nico onto Cirque. No reason to take that fight. Valda, many more fights to come. They have slipped the net, though, and Flames won't be able to control both sides of this. And I say that, perhaps he's about to prove me wrong. Yeah, here they come. All into his spray, and he's up to 10.
Oof. What a mauling. This kid's had a couple of big multi-kill moments here, and there's going to be one more frag to finish off the round.
Let's go, Flames.
Strength to strength here. Between him and Valda combined, in the 5 rounds won, they've had a lot of impact, the two of them. And this will be the AKs coming back out for EG here. Obo, yet to purchase on in. Maybe that might be indicative of the type of round we're about to see out of EG. Yeah, he's just ready for everything, isn't he? The jiggles, the aim, it's all looking crispy. And with that buy, we're about to get into the next round of play. Obo has a Mac 10, so let's see if he just spurts himself straight up towards top banana, jumping and bounding around like a gazelle with that one. Man too aggressive down mid, won't find anything. And banana control given up almost for free, so they've gotten what they came out for.
But this is very familiar. Where you see EG, they kind of take that initial banana space. It seems like Valda's got a new inspired half-wall smoke. Throws that one from way back. They do get ahead of it. So Breeze will maintain control. They've had to invest so much of their util for this. There's still flashes and smokes galore, 4 in fact to be specific, but a lot of flashbangs and molotovs invested.
It just feels like they're trying this B execute simulator here. Stan is being very lurky right now, still tucked in towards the bottom of apps over towards A. Valda and Swing towards Speedway still, so could back Alexi and Flames up if they come on in. But it is just looking like a B finish here. I wonder if Alexi is going to catch anything while this smoke is up. Starting to fade now, will need to back off, drops his own. That's going to buy them till about 25 seconds again, so really good stuff here for OG with their utility management right now. Stan corralling over, Valda cheating the rotation too.
They got 2 smokes, so this will be the final pump. 1 lands CT, second in the air as well. Standard stuff. 25, this is the commitment, Alexi's ready. Valda's caught straight through the smoke. Flames boosted up, but only for 1. Alexi now to be the hero. Oh, they're not looking. Mihu's not looking either. He gets the double. He will be pre-fired. 10 seconds. The rotate's on its way. 1 prong from Banana, 1 from CT. Stan and Cirque have had their fair share of clutch scenarios. This one's much more manageable. And the flash for the initial walk-up gets them across. Crossfire set up. Stan coffins. Don't think he was spotted. Nico's actually walking towards construction. Or CT. Okay, they confirm 1. Stan catching the nade, but Mantu's out of there, just like that. B-hit simulator, as you discussed. Yeah, okay, it works.
They're crazy how they almost flubbed that, though. And you can understand, right? They've gone into that site and they've killed 2, right? Valda through the smoke and then Flames back site, and they've gone sector clear, right? But this is where, when you guys heard the clip coming out of the break before, when we had the Dust 2 game, I believe it was. Maybe it was the Overpass game. You heard OG coming, yep, that's the B defender, right? You heard them saying that. In this situation with 15 seconds left, either that piece of information hasn't been passed on, or they've been unawares and not clearing their corners. Could have been catastrophic, but EG right the ship up to 4, and we are still very close in this one. Another buy from OG, but both teams are bleeding internally with their bank balances right now. Mantu saved all. Can it be the difference maker? 4 fast up second mid. Oh, didn't want to hang around, heard the steps.
Wow, full scoped in on the walk-in. There's more coming. Here's the commit. EG wrapping long. Valda's trying to contain it, but he's been smoked off, and it's perfect. They both bloom simultaneously.
Team
flash through.
Oh, okay.
Alexi might catch them with that. Oh, he's hearing a lot. So much damage, nothing lethal. And only flames. Oh, and he's standing and fighting. Not expecting many more, but that's great. Valda even connecting into Stan on the side of the head, and this round just falls apart. Breeze can't contain it. And Flames, another shout out to him. The fact he gets 2. It's enough. He just stands and fights. He's not cowering on the site. He's not doing anything else other than just finding headshots.
He's sick, isn't he? 14 kills for him now.
Like, they lose that round if he doesn't get 2.
100%. And look at him. He's basically in no man's land. You can see him trying to pivot back. He still grabs a second before he goes down. And yeah, that is the difference.
Oh.
If that is even trades, they're in the site. There's really no way for OG to contest.
He is single-handedly the component of OG that has ruined the most rounds for EG.
Yeah, and put them into economic disarray. Right now, once again, it's a situation where EG are just down to these pistols. When you look at the lack of plants so far, I think we've had 4 in total. The loss bonus actually the bigger problem than the lack of plants, because neither team have been able to establish one, right? At this point, OG are at the bottom end. They're only looking at 1,400 if they lose a round. That's why these guys are having to keep saving, right? If the round's done, yeah, you have to go for the save. Now the conversation for EG, well, next round they only get the 1,900. So they've gone for the force buy here. So OG convert this, it's worth 2, right? This is a big round right here. EG have shown they've still got a bit of fight left in that tank. They need to get the most out of these pistols right now, and Obo...
Oh no, was that a team knife?
I think it must have been.
Yeah, I mean, just combine that with the camera shots we've been seeing of EG, Mihu trying to contain his frustrations right next to his in-game leader. And again, OG's B defense. Flames and Alexi, these are the walking wounded, right? They've seen so much action. Alexi wants more. There's not much more to it. That's just a flash and an Alexi push, but it's already taken Breeze completely out. And he's been kept very honest. He was honest on Overpass. I think he was struggling to break double digits there, and he's in a similar fate here so far. 10 rounds in. Back to the half wall. EG, very familiar territory for them, at least getting this far.
Just flashes as well to work with. Locked out again. The util has always been dumped around that 40-second mark. That second smoke always at that 40-second mark.
Because then you have the, as we've seen, those panicked 20-second takes.
Yeah, and what are you meant to do? There's 3 players here. They have a bunch of flashes. They have a Molotov, but they'd have to hit every shot perfectly here.
Mantu does hit his first, and now there's more. Oh, a bit of a flashbang dance on Obo. Doesn't matter if the spray from Flames is there. And even trades, it's Mantu this time that defends B successfully.
All right, and this is where I was saying it was worth 2. EG have to take a save. They have to concede. They're doing a lot of damage. Like that 2 kills they were able to muster there in the final throws onto the site, great, right? You're making sure OG's cash hasn't completely blown out of control. That is very, very good. But at the moment, the rounds are the true issue here. So let's call this one 8 unless something goes completely awry. OG want to keep alive as many players as they can here to work on that bank balance. 4 players up banana, smoke again straight towards spawn. This is just an all-out B rush, Alex.
Yeah, haven't seen one of these in some time. Alexi has made things difficult, as have the nades. Oh, Lord. They're going through construction. Some Glock dinks, Flames, has a field day. Just the 2. If a perfect P250 dink did come through, maybe the bomb could have gone down, but poor Stan, he knows the rotate's on its way.
Oh,
he does fight his way out of trouble for the first, but there you have the 8th. Very effective in comparison to some of the slower rounds we've seen out of EG.
Yeah, costly again. So if we're going to be looking for positives, that's another one. EG need to get a gun round going, and it won't be a Cirque T-side AWP at all, just the AKs again. Obo's waiting to hear what the call is going to be. You can see they're buying into his util late, has prioritized a flash and a smoke. The decoy, I think, is just because he can. But yeah, it's not a full load of utility here either. You can see EG don't have nades, so they can't really harass certain positions on the map. None of those hand explosives or high explosives. I'm not ever quite sure which one it's meant to be.
I think they're highly explosive.
Ah, well, I was close-ish.
But you throw them with your hands, so... Flames is really pushing the limits now. Down on logs and are left alone. Yo, so now Nico's gone down. It forces Alexi to fully rotate and acknowledge that A needs help, but this means that, yeah, Flames is receding out of that aggressive B setup. It may not matter. They are starting to warp Breeze out bulk. Stands on short. Valda, who's responsible for this? Is it you? He's dropped. Valda will have heard that. Mahard spray to hit. Great stabilization from Breeze. The trade can't stop the bolt. Mantu with the no scope. That's something. EG are into the site though. Mantu's not going to have done enough to incite them into the site. I thought perhaps a 2v3 they'd be interested, but as we discussed, after all of that success from OG, they were kept honest throughout.
Just when it feels like it's starting to get exciting around like that, you know, it kicks off the no-scope, the biff, the brawl,
they're coming in.
I have to say. All right.
Did it used to be this bad?
No, because teams would go for rounds like that they couldn't win, thinking they could win them.
Right, but then sometimes, but what about all those late crazy retakes from the Brazilians? And that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, that as well was because teams weren't as patient in the post plants as well. So you'd sit there for the first, 15, 20 seconds of the bomb timer, and then when you felt nothing was coming, that's when you'd have that extra jiggle. Or maybe, actually, back then it wasn't a jiggle. You'd have that wide swing. Yeah, or someone would start chasing, and then that's all you need. Like, as soon as that one domino falls, the rest would follow. And it helped that the Brazilians were mental with the combat AWP as well, right? True. You remember Henny, KNG back in that major, they made it to the grand final. It really just shows you how much everybody else has tightened it up to disallow plays like that. And what you do when you're saving that situation, you're assuming the other team's actually going to play the rounds picture perfect.
Ooh, Mihu, very blind. Flames gets the info, just not choose to commit. I think that was actually quite an informed decision, knowing the flash may be fading too quick for him to profit. And it's this time Mantu glancing down middle and taking down Cirque. EG again have to stomach a man disadvantage early.
And so far it's felt like OG have played a lot of this two-man setup over towards A with Mantu and Nico as the crossfire, and then Valda in float. This time it's Nico over towards the arch side. And all three players are staying put on A.
He can't hold the line anymore. It's a perfect Molotov to ensure. But they're walking on up, and no one's actively holding this. Valda's under balcony. Oh, did they double smoke? Or was that the T? Yeah, okay. I think the second has gone out towards the lurk smoke. So they could technically be in the smoke right now, and it does look like that's where they're heading.
It's been a problem for them. Breeze got out here in the previous. They've had a lot of access through this balcony position, so trying to fortify it now, but with MP9s.
Same smoke. Valda's even pre-aiming the drop-off. I don't want to go out. I don't know. I don't want to be this guy. Obo's going to be the hero. Sets himself up to catch Nico in the return.
Oh, they heard that.
They did. And more. Nico again just peppering them. They're running out of chances, but back turn, Breezy strikes. Breezy strikes twice. And a miss from Mantu. Maybe they can get the bomb down after all. The rotate's miles away. Mantu, oh, caught out. There's Obo with a huge find. And they get it down. Now to turn it around. Another fight for Obo. Fresh mag required. Flames coming in to save the day. Alexi to distract. Backs are turned right now. Flames posted up, and there's so much time on this one. So much time. Obo, first victim. Breeze is down as well, and OG will retake successfully. The B heroes save the round on A.
Yeah, it feels like a sigh of relief there in that moment, right? Because another round that almost got out of control for OG, and that's where maybe the frustrations of the first map might start coming back in to haunt them. You can see it looked really good. Valda took his eye off the prize. Breeze drops down, gets two. A missed shot from Mantu. The conversion here from
peeks
Obo.
It. Like, come on, mate. And he even has the audacity to perfectly fire and mask his drop-off sound twice while peeking into the AWP he just baited. I mean, that's modern-day Counter-Strike. Beautiful stuff from Obo. Nearly makes EG sick the reality, and now perhaps they can do it as a unit. They're all alive. Starting again, final round of regulated... That's not regulation. But our regulation first half. There you go. Mantu onto Breezy.
Finally got away with one of those.
He caught Cirque in the round prior as well. Those opening frags starting to really cut EG into a nasty little box.
Oh, that's well-placed nade.
Look at their health, dude. And they haven't even gone banana early. Oh, Stan matters into his own hands. He takes the pit player down. Valda responds in kind. This is a bit of a messy one. The bomb's loose right in Valda's nose. Mihu alone already. Everyone from EG's gone. It's just a man-2 swing away from being finished. And so, double digits. Here we go. OG, that's a solid haul on the defense. It's their turn to take to the T. We'll be joining EG on the defense after the break.
Who's the toughest opponent in our group? I think for us that really doesn't matter. For us right now is we after getting back from the boot camp where we played our first officials. It took some time for us to readjust to not being together, to everyone traveling in their own countries, and like it was a different environment, right? And now that we're back on boot camp, I feel like it's up to us to like be there as a team again, and it doesn't really matter who we play against. If we can bring all the things we've done on practice, and we can be proactive in all different kinds of ways and keep up the good atmosphere, I think there's no stopping us. So as cliche as it is, I just feel like we are the opponents for ourselves, and we just need to come out guns blazing.
Yeah, coming now.
Coming now.
Normally pool.
Want to go?
Normally pool. A flash behind you. A flash above you.
Flash.
Bang. Nice.
Sure.
Pool blind. Pool up. Who is running? Yeah. In the smoke.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go. Valde.
Oh, yeah, you get to feel just a little touch of what's going on in the OG camp right there, and combined with Alexi's interview about being their own worst enemy, we've seen it firsthand, and they are in the prime position to secure a semi-final and to ignore Gambit in the quarterfinals of IEM Summer. Look at the setup, very reactive stuff from the CTs. It would help if Mihu didn't die. Yikes. Gooshed on his peak for info. A bit of an overcommitment perhaps, but luckily, they can stay in their reactive positioning for now. They've got 3 players that plan to just react.
This is ridiculous. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it's insane to just see that's how they've decided to apply their forces
That's
here.
like an evolution of the jumping for second mid info, which is just do. It's like overpass now. You send one party, send 4B early. Crazy. Here we go. Smokes are up, and they're committing. They're already in. In fact, the flashes are so good, so brutal. Obo's got nothing to say about it.
Well, Stan has a nade here for the plan. Is it going to land in time?
Ooh, chunky. Not quite. Not quite hitting the mark. But we do have a full 5v5 retake, so this could be messy. You want to try and keep track of it with play-by-play, Chad?
Might be a little bit too late. Obo takes down one. Over towards Coffins. They all fall. And it's just one man standing. It's Stan to Volder.
You see how impossible that is? That's a whole round's worth of play-by-play in a 10-second window.
Even you just saying it gave me stress levels through the
it's
roof.
like, okay, here I go.
And oh my God.
Bloody hell. That's a skirmish right there. Look at it. It went from 0 to never mind 100, went 1,000, breaking the speedometer.
I think that's what we call a cluster truck right there.
Yes, a real cluster truck, and not easy to keep track of as a player, never mind as a commentator. We do see an absurd amount of Mac 10s. Look at the util. If they get into a site with those Mac 10s, you're not coming back in.
Is this Vegas Squadron right now? Have we gone retro or something like here? Because 5 Mac 10s, it's almost unheard of.
I'm just happy to see something different. Alexi's decided, he's clearly made this call. It's not going to have happened by accident.
One of the positives here is when they go for this B execute, which is surely impending right now, they are going to have everything they want. 3 Molotovs. They can molly the new box, the dark spot, the orange is close. We can see the smoke towards CT. We can get the smoke towards... Hold up a second. They're just going. That's not how it's meant to go.
Alexi, perfect flash. They convert off the back of it. They just kept throwing them in. Mihu tested a real chance on that dig. He's got to contend with these two, though, as well. Valdo, another impact frag from him and replacing the deep smoke. They're keeping them deep smoke. This is a cool round. I can see the YouTubers frothing at the mouth now to grab that demo and break it down. That's brutal. And it's one way to ensure against the potential force that you're at least going to have a fair shot at it with the bomb down.
Yeah, interesting to see what they prioritized there. I guess getting these Mac 10s close up towards ruins, making sure that the USPs and pistols can't push through that CT smoke. It worked on out, and that U2 coming in as the second wave of the hit here. Stan seeing if he can grab anybody out the door, and well, Cirque acting as a little bit of Burley in the water by hanging around.
Oh no, 2 more go down.
They both just got destroyed.
Where did Nico get that? Valdo's even taken the last. The Mac 10s have taken everything away from EG.
Nico had just left Ruin, so he must have been like drive-bying back towards Banana when he hit that shot with the Deagle. It looked like this could have been good, right? If Mihu got the second there, oh, bit of a team dink right there.
Made up for it.
This one, yeah, okay. So on his way out the door, the awareness. Well, they've been bankrupted, haven't they? EG just with HEs, a P250 for Breeze.
And of course, perfectly losing 2 Mac 10s, which they've now equipped to their 2 sharpest tools. Nico and Valda get to play with the AK-47s. Nothing is wasted. Everything is maintained. And on the anti-eco, 3 Mac 10 sounds like a perfect recipe for success.
They could go for a very similar scene over towards that B site. We can see on the radar, top left of your screen, there is nobody home at all for the defense of EG. It is a very heavy A lean right now. 3 over towards that arch side, Breeze and Cirque towards short. And almost just allowing the game to slow down a minute here. OG have no clear intention where they want to finish. The bomb passive on Valda. And just time alone with a simple smoke grenade is enough to start baiting out a little bit of rotation. Stan's come over to have a look. Nobody else moving from EG just yet. And really what they have to hope is bottlenecking OG right now, and those 3 grenades they have landing perfectly.
Lovely, lovely find from Flames. Just making sure the B side's clear, and he's doing it all on his own. That'll do. He gives it a big thumbs up. Green tick in the bomb site's clear box. And OG don't even have to really break a sweat for their 13th here. Walking through, Breeze does manage to get caught at least once. Oh, wow. Damn, Mantu. He was so focused on the reloaded Cirque. Doesn't stop him with the flick of the wrist. Yeah, another one of them as well. For good measure. Getting in plenty of cash. 6.7 into round 19.
Yeah, and they may as well just keep those Mac 10s. There's actually no real need to upgrade right now. Noting EG's buy, 3 of which have just bought into head armor, so the Mac 10 not going to be as potent if they meet the likes of Obo, Stan, or Mihu, but Cirque with the AWP, Breeze with that M4, going to be very susceptible. And no defuse kits purchased on up here for a round like this. So EG lose this, and they're going to be staring down the barrel of defeat without putting up too much of a fight here. Oh, it's aggressive. Stand straight on down.
We know this is powerful. Zerx to bodyguard. Mantu's posted up, holding this mid push. Oh, and they're coming. They're coming straight into Stanislaw. Nearly 3. Flamesy, lucky to be alive. It's Nico, though, that's about to try and end it all. Breeze not going to be taken down just yet. Low HP on Flames, which does indicate a good shot here for EG. Bombs heading apps. And Valda, top of the scoreboard, could make the magic happen. Nobody's currently looking at him.
They're very passive on A right now. They might get the plant here.
Oh, he gets the fight he was waiting for. Valda does eliminate Breeze. And now it's 2 CTs divided. He's going to smoke the cross, which will get Obo pushed into the site. Which opens up the avenue to Mihu's long. They're considering it.
Oh, he didn't see anything.
Oh, just as he looked away. Timing his worst enemy. Oh, Flames can't convert. But Valda can. And he's going to assume B's clear. It's the right choice. Obo's had a real quiet one here on Inferno, kept humble by OG, and now he can come up clutch for a crucial round. EG need a 6. They need to stop the bleed that OG have caused. And Valda keeps it simple. He's not going to overcomplicate it. Second orange. Just tucked in, holding for that Coffin's walk up. No one's home. It's Obo through CT. Sound cues are everything here, and Obo gives him something. Back turned, and it's too easy for Valda. More impact from the Dane. He is magnificent, and so are OG. 14 now. A chance falls by the wayside once more for EG.
Oof, and this even spells more about map number 1, feeling like OG just dropped the ball. Could have had it done in 2, could have kept it clean. They've gone the distance, getting a little bit of prac in the live environment here.
Their own worst enemies, yeah, on Dust 2.
Oh, nice round to win. That frag, as he came out of the apartment's position, was huge, and they played it well. And that's actually getting me fired up, seeing that. The reactions of Alexi there, you can see what this event and what this game means to OG. Right, you can look at the 4 teams we already have secured for the playoffs. G2, Vitality up next. OG and EG are already in the playoffs, but everybody's kind of proving something different here today. EG, showing the world that they're not done and dusted, that they can still be a competitor within the upper echelons of Counter-Strike. In the HLTV World Rankings, I think they've dropped outside of the top 30. OG showing that this roster change means that they can be a contender for one of the best in the world. G2 trying to justify that Nico paycheck. And Vitality, well, falling from grace in recent times, wanting to make sure that Zowie is not just forgotten about.
Vitality versus G2, as he discussed, is our next fixture. So if you do have something to get done, I recommend getting it done just as you see 16. So it'll be back in time for G2 Vitality, a best of 3.
Might even be on schedule here if this one finishes shortly.
Scheduled for 5?
Yeah, I think either that or 4:40, something around that mark. They're going up mid. All 5 members here of OG with 30 seconds on the clock are just going to wrap onto the A site.
Oh, lots of info. Cirque spots 3 on the cross, but that's not going to stop the headshots being hit. Flames just going to find the first and the only necessary frag alongside with Lexi B.
This one's done.
Yeah.
Great back-to-back maps here from OG, really. When you consider Overpass, now Inferno, stunning stuff. And
it's the OG we saw right up until we didn't see them on Dust 2.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? Just to see that drop-off. But it's good that they've overcome it for their mental health.
Yeah, and doing it on Overpass, no less. EG's pick, and it looked as domineering as it did. Now you throw Inferno into the mix, and this is just, I mean, Mantu and Flames, your 2, rising stars, are at the top of the scoreboard alongside Valda, your compulsory star. So, yes, please, that's everything an OG fan could desire.
Well, 2 safe Famises and an MP9. It doesn't get any better from here on out for EG. And at this point, really, if they do win this round, they do win a consecutive. We need 10 on the trot just to take us to OT. The likelihood of this is extremely slim.
If we had the AI predicting it, I feel like we were looking at about a 95. if not more.
Let's see, can OG keep it clean? If they can get it done now, call me impressed. Not slouching at any moment, keeping the intensity up and finishing her off. Back towards Banana. Alexi will catch that one. Softened up to 25. Molly in exchange as part of this rally, and Nico. Oh, whiffs the spray a bit. Stand down to 49. Alexi burning. EG haven't given up.
Great start. Utility damage puts them on notice. Looks like they might want to try and boost and peek off half wall. Obo is in a prime position alongside Mihu to punish that if he was to mantle the wall. He does. And that's perfect. Flame saves them. How has he gotten them both? Mihu was right there, and it's the first target for Flames. Just ignoring that loud MP9. Takes the rifler out, and now they've got a shot to finish it right here, Chad. It was a first opening frag for EG. But now again, an all too familiar scenario for them. They have to retake. And the smoke keeps coming. Mantu catches some flak. He was the healthiest. Now everyone's wounded. Any flashes? Loads of flashes.
Smoke, Molly, they can make this work. There's even a kit. EG are in with a real shot to extend play.
Stans whiffed it. He was trying to Molly emo. Okay, coming in. Flames will be forced to move. Has to move. He's burning out. Circ with a double. Alexi to clutch. It's not looking easy at all. Trying to reposition. The spray. Hatchie catches Circ, not the defuse. Stabilizes and finishes with pizzazz. Alexi locks it down. OG take it and are off to the semis. Oh, wow. EG Gambit. That's a fixture you won't have seen anytime soon. Certainly not in a quarterfinal. And up next, G2 Vitality. First, the analyst desk. Do stay tuned.
Valde, as you've come into your own in your pro career, is there anyone, when you look back, you think kind of inspired you to get to where you are today?
One player that actually springs to mind is Tabson from Benq. I remember me and him like talking at LAN events all the way back when I was a rookie, like 5 years ago or something. And he's just like a super nice guy, and I always see him working so hard for the team. And now on Benq, I see him at the bootcamp house like all the time, always cheering up his teammates. You know, he's in-game leading, he's fragging, he's basically doing anything, and it looks like he's like a guy who basically lives and breathes Counter-Strike, and I really respect that. Tabson is for sure a guy that I like look up to in that sense.
How exactly has he inspired you? Is it in the sense that when you were in-game leading at North, he set an example for you, or is it more about the general culture that he cultivates over at Benq, or even his plays on the server?
I think it's actually not at all about like getting inspired in terms of in-game leading. That had nothing to do with it for me. I think for me it's like his work ethic. It's like second to none.
How did you end up meeting Tabson in the first place?
I'm actually not sure. I think it's because we competed at a lot of maybe the tier 2 events back in my heroic days. So we were in a lot of the same lands, like the small DreamHack Opens in Germany. I remember Leipzig. And then some other NA tournaments. So I think it's just from going to the same tournaments, you know, talking in the lobby or after the games and stuff like that. So yeah, he's at least one of the guys who deserves a lot of credit.